We are the Sibs, Duncan Bambi and Juice the kid. Here to make you laugh and have a good time. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, sir. Y'all know who I am. You know what it is. It's Duncan, and we on the Sibs. But as y'all know, we started a new segment. We started a new segment, and it is called No Script. So that's where me, Faith, BJ, Juice, Bambi, whoever you know them as, we separate and we bring on the homies. I'm so excited to have my first guest of No Script, being my fiance, my lovely, beautiful Sherry Chuckie's gym down there at the bottom. And then I got my sister from another mister, my soul sister with the dreads, Kayla Ketchup. Hey. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves, baby.
Kayla Ketchup, go ahead, because they know who I am. If they don't.
Right, no introduction needed. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Kayla Ketchup. Everybody knows me. You can follow me on Snapchat and TikTok at Kayla Ketchup. Pretty simple. Thanks. Yeah, that's me.
All right, y'all. So if y'all don't know me, I am Chuckie's Gym. You can find me on every platform, Chuckie's Gym. Come on.
That's it. Yeah, that's all they need. Nah, so yeah, we just gonna, we're gonna catch up on some girl talk. It's been a minute since we all then had this space together. I think the last time we all seen each other, I can't even remember when the last time we seen each other. I think it was at some type of get together or something. But Kayla is a friend of the family at this point. She's family sister. You know what I'm saying? We've been linked in, yoked in for a fatty.
Okay. Cool minute.
Been linked in for a fatty, you feel me? So that's she I can't even describe, like, to be honest with y'all. Like, she definitely has been a huge not only inspiration, but I would say, like, just somebody that I look up to. It's funny because she made a post the other day saying, everybody feels like she got her shit together, her life is together, but she's struggling just like us. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But at the same time, we all do lean on each other for those words of inspiration, motivation, and stuff like that. And she is definitely the spirit guide and the person that we go to that's connected to the spirituality.
He's definitely a big sister.
Yes, she gives big sister vibe for sure. And that's one thing that we're gonna talk about later is religion versus spirituality, or believing in the universe and things like that. But that is something that she's into. She the plant mother, all of that good little stuff. Little Erica I do over
there. Okay.
On me.
You hear me? Fairy plant mother in this house. Like,
on me. I'm trying to get like her.
What y'all got going? Like, do y'all have any businesses that y'all want to tell the people about, or anything that you're aspiring to do, or anything like that?
So I like to just dabble in everything possible that I can, just to really try to find me joy and peace. And I'm at a place in my life now where I don't necessarily want to create for a profit. I just kind of want to create to bring happiness. And so I'm really looking into starting to paint. I definitely want to start doing that, just like on little canvases and just like whatever comes to mind. It'll mostly be abstract, but that's going to be coming up pretty soon. I'm still trying to get, the ins and outs worked out, but that's definitely something that's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah. Sometimes that free art is beautiful.
Yes.
Being able to let your heart and your mind just flow onto the page or the canvas, like you said.
Absolutely.
And those be the ones that just be the like, oh my God.
Yeah.
People be wanting this big old backstory sometimes too, like, oh, I bet you da. Like, no, nigga, I just
drew some shit. I just put this shit together. Like,
on me. And I didn't know what I was doing.
No story to it at all. What about you, Chuckie?
Honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with Ketchup. I get my hand in everything just to see what I like, what I enjoy, just to see if I can do it. Right now, I'm just creating content. I am a licensed makeup artist, so I like to do special effects on myself. But right now, I'm just creating content and working. Life has me by the balls, okay?
Okay. It got me by the roots. Okay.
Girl, look.
Dragging me.
Hard, okay?
That's real. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have been the ones that I've been going to when I've been having a lot of my mental, spiritual, physical issues, you know what I'm saying, depression and stuff like that. So y'all know life been kicking my ass. It's been in my asshole, boy. I'm telling you.
Me in that colon,
Yeah.
as they would say.
She was gonna get her colon cleansed because
You heard me.
That shit been digging.
I feel like it's like that for everybody because it's just like every time you turn around, somebody is like, listen, since COVID, I just been struggling hard and we're all dealing it in our own way, but we all going through the same thing. And it's just crazy how it's affecting the world now. And just, we're just not, imagining shit or just feel like life is just attacking us. It's all of us, collectively as a unity.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I think that my life is just like so hectic, and I'm like, oh, like I just can't deal. Like, there's just so much shit that's going on in my life. But like my manager right now at work, she's going through chemotherapy. She has cancer, and I'm like, I can only imagine having to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So like, sometimes you do think like life is just fucking terrible, but compared to somebody else's story and what they're going through, it probably don't have totally nothing different on what they got going on.
Yeah, facts. That's true. And that's go ahead, my bad, Chuckie.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that's crazy that she said that because Uncle Richard just called me 2 days ago to try to get in touch with my mom because a family friend just died of cancer. Oh, wow. And I was just like, whoa. Like life is really getting to people.
Yeah, it hits you.
Like you said, you really don't know what other people are going through.
And that's why a lot of times, like when it comes to certain situations, before I had been expressing myself, I kind of just kept it to myself because, I feel like my issues, yes, they're major to me in my life, but they're probably smaller than like the things that other people are experiencing. And then also sometimes when you express yourself to certain people or just express yourself in general, you feel like
they don't understand.
They might not understand, or you don't want to be a burden and bringing that, what I'm saying, to that person or that energy, if you will, to that person. And then now if that person is empathic or they're an empath, now they are taking on that. So it's just like a ball effect. And that's why I kind of pick and choose when I express myself into who I express myself because, I don't want anybody to be like, well, damn, like, you bringing all this shit to my door and I got all this shit going on and my shit is bigger than your shit, and it's just like, damn, like I'm just trying to express and get it out there. And I think that is one thing that kind of deters, I won't say African Americans, but just, people in general from expressing themselves. And people be like, well, I thought they were happy if they go down that road because, we don't want to be a burden to anybody else.
Yeah, especially when you vent and talk to the same people over and over. It's just kind of like, and for me, it makes me feel like I'm only coming to you or I'm always coming to you with something in it. That also makes you feel like a burden because it's just like, sometimes now I'm coming with this stuff, but now it's something else.
Yeah, it's so crazy that you touch on that because like I started seeing a therapist last September and I'm in the process of finding me a new one just because I moved down here. But I was kind of telling her that like, I feel like with my best friend, I go to her with like all of my problems, but sometimes I start feeling bad and like, I don't want to tell her stuff because like, I don't want to put my issues on her or make it seem like I only come to you whenever there's something wrong instead of coming to you when there's, when there's joy or happiness in my life or, when something good happens.
Right.
And so she's like, well, you just have to find the balance because if they're able to do it for you, you should be able to do it for them. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Man, and that's the biggest thing. Like everybody keeps telling me, you put out so much love, and sometimes it just seems like you feel like you don't get that love back, or you're not getting that love back, or you're not getting those responses, or you're there for people, and when you need them, they're not there for you. And that's one of the hardest things to go through, is like when you feel like you can give your all, but you're not getting that all back.
Absolutely.
It can be draining sometimes, man.
Yeah.
I have to
I
agree.
think yeah.
Sorry. I have
No,
to
go
agree
ahead, Sharon.
that's how I felt with La Janae, because Hines, like in the beginning, like that's who I was always going to. And I had to tell her, I was just like, I can't be there for you the way that I want to, the way that you and your husband is there for me and my family. And I mean, we were always not we, but I was always calling them for something. And I was just like, I had to step back from doing that because it made me feel bad. And she was just like, girl, please. And I'm just like, no, like you don't get it. Like you were saying, Duncan, like if you're an empath, like even if you're the one who has that burden, like that's still a lot on you because you feel for other people and their emotions in their aura.
Absolutely.
So when you guys are in those moments, what would you say like kind of motivates you or pulls you out of, those deep dark corners in your life?
Well, that's easy for me. Kai, I say that all the time. If it was not for Kai, I wouldn't put the effort into making sure I'm staying afloat, to making sure that I'm mentally healthy, to making sure that my home is straight. Like Kai is the biggest reason as to why I put so much effort in. If it wasn't for him, I just like, no disrespect to you, babe, because I can depend on you for my happiness. Which is why I'm so understanding of your situation. But if it wasn't for my child, I wouldn't know. I feel like I would be lost because he looks up to me no matter how upset I am, no matter how mean I am, no matter how much I'm fussing. He's Mom, I love you. I bet I love you more. Like you're the best. And I'm just like,
bro, we struggling.
I'm struggling. Like you think I'm fussing to be me, but this is real life. And he just, the way that he looks at life is just so innocent. And I'm like, dude, you have no idea. And I'm trying to, teach him that and help him understand. And he's just so pure and innocent.
Man, to go back and live in a time where everything was just so pure and innocent.
Rent wasn't almost $4. I mean, gas wasn't almost $4.
It needs to be $4.
That's right. Rent need to be $4.
Where you rent at? Let me.
I mean, gas almost $4.
Bro, oh my goodness! Last summer it was $30 to fill up our tank. I put $60 in 2 days just to get me the full.
Yeah, I've had to put like $66 just to fill my shit up. But granted, I was on E, so that's my fault. But
I know my car had ass.
Oh God, I know my car. That must tell me how many miles I got until I don't need no more gas.
My shit start telling me, it don't even tell me when I get to a certain point. After a while, it's just like, all right, Huffy, you need to go get some gas. Like, quit playing.
It's that Honda. That Hyundai.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I'm dead. No, but KK, same question. What do you feel like motivates you or brings you out of that dark space?
I feel like this is actually a really good question because for me, for a long time, I think I would deal with it in like an unhealthy way, just kind of ignoring it and just being on the go, and just being busy to get my mind off of it. But when you do that and you suppress it for so long, it just resurfaces, right? So I am actually still in the process of trying to figure out what is the best way for me to deal with that type of situation, you know, because we're all like a work in progress. We've all, changed and evolved over the years. And for me, I feel like I'm just trying to figure out what is best going to work for me and not just, some get happy quick fix or, something that somebody else is recommending. So that's why, I've just gotten really into plants all of a sudden now, because for me, that brings me a lot of joy. And I didn't even think that would even be possible, but that's definitely a way for me to be able to deal with like my depression and anxiety and, whatever else may be stressing me out. So It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I mean, we all are. And I'm glad that y'all have found the things that work for y'all as of right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you still working on yours, KK, but right now the plant, that's something that you have found that works for you. And Sherry, you got Kai. Me, I was just about to say, me, I don't think I really can say that I have like that one specific thing that kind of just pulls me out. Because honestly, I feel like I'm still kind of in that dark place, but it's not as bad as it was back in like January. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm hoping that with me doing the move, I can find those things within myself that kind of gives me that happy drive and makes me want to keep living and things of that nature, because I don't think I found that thing just yet.
I think the journey is different for everybody. I feel like society makes us believe that we have to find it as soon as we get out of high school, or we have to go to college, and then that's how you're going to find your happiness, when you really should be living your 20s to figure that out. Or not even just your 20s. There are some people who go that route, get married, go to, and have kids, have a family, have this job, and they're still not,
absolutely.
And then they go through this depression or whatever it is, and then they go out and they're 40 and 50 and living life and sprouting. So it hits everybody in different stages.
Yeah, that's what I was saying on my vlog. Like, I feel like, because of, like you said, society and everything, I should have already had it figured out, because I'm 28. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to be pushing 30. That's where they say you should already have your life together. You should know what you want. You know what I'm saying? You should have your career locked in. All these things, you know what I'm saying, that it's supposed to be the blueprint for a mature adult. And I just don't have those things yet. So I also beat myself down a lot. And so, with the move, I'm hoping that I can find those things, be able to go out on the town, create those moments by myself, and genuinely like, hey, this is what makes me happy when I'm out doing it. Going to the bar, walking downtown, you know what I'm saying, by myself. Hey, like, those are the things that I can do that say makes me happy. Or going on a jog, going to the lake, just doing different things.
Just being free. I think the ultimate thing for a lot of people is just, we yearn for that freedom, right? Like, we want to be able to like live our lives. Like, yes, we have those responsibilities, like that's on the back burner, on the back end. But I feel like a lot of us just really want to be free. Like you said, you want to be able to just like go out on the town, or just take a walk, or go to the park, or whatever. And when you feel like confined and just like burdened by all these responsibilities, it makes it hard for you to feel like that. And me being, 21 with 9 years experience, like
21, you're 21.
You're 21.
Look, when you said I'm pushing 30, I don't know if y'all see my face, but I was like, okay.
I was like, no, I'm 21 with 8 years experience. So like,
at this point, like,
Dan, I like how you put that 21 with 8 years of experience.
Because I refuse. I'm not turning 30 this year. But like, even at my age, like, I'm still figuring shit out. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I feel like there is this stigma or this thought that you have to have everything figured out by the time you're 30, and you don't.
Yes. Facts.
I feel like it's more so because I feel like for our generation, our parents were still hard on us about life, but they didn't really put that out there for us. They really didn't show us those examples. It was done. At least for me, I didn't have to worry about, well, when I become an adult, I'm gonna be struggling, because my parents didn't show me that. So I wasn't expecting life to be like that. I was just like, oh, my mom can do this. I'm gonna do this better than my mama did. I'm gonna do this better than my daddy did. I'm not gonna be like my parents. When I say I sound like my parents, being a parent and just being an adult in general, I was like, dang, some of that stuff really
now I understand.
Yeah, now it really understands. Oh, I was a kid. I was in your place at one point. That stuff really hits.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It's definitely just a trial and error. Life, I feel like even when we get past our 30s and 40s, like life is gonna be trial and error. Like you're gonna try shit and it's gonna fail, and you're gonna try shit and it's gonna work out, and then you try it again and it's not gonna work out. So I feel like you shouldn't beat yourself up or be too hard on yourself when you don't have shit figured out. Because honestly, there's probably 1,000,001 people that don't have their shit figured out right now, but they're living probably their most best, happiest life right now.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I had to learn going into just my own spiritual journey, is to not beat myself up because I don't have my house, my car isn't paid off, I don't have the job of my dreams. Like it was things like that I had to force myself to say, I'm doing the best that I know how in this moment, instead of stressing about where I'm not and where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, beautifully said. Yeah,
that's good. That I need to write that down on the sticky note and take that to Texas, because that was good. I mean, and that's real though. You know what I'm saying? That basically it kind of goes along with like living in the moment, living in the now, like realizing where you are in this space, and still working yourself every day, chip away, you know what I'm saying, and where you want to see yourself in the future and stuff like that. But don't worry about it. It'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
In God's timing.
Right. I think that's good, man. I think that's good. I was gonna ask y'all something and I forgot what I was gonna ask.
You didn't do your homework?
No. Don't play, because I got the list. It was an extra question that popped up in my head based on what we was talking about, and I forgot. Oh no, it was okay. I remember what I was gonna say. Okay, so the whole feeling free thing and just wanting to live and stuff like that. Somebody, they had misunderstood when I had said what I said in my vlog, because basically what I was saying was I can't put, like how Sherry said, the whole pulling her out, Kai pulls her out. And so I was trying to say, like, I can't put all of my happiness on Sherry. Like Sherry, yes, they make me happy. You know what I'm saying? But I can't solely depend on that. I have to find other things that make me happy, or things within myself that makes me happy, and wake up and want to have the drive and do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And do find that sense of independence and freedom. So when I said that, they was basically taking it as if like I'm saying that my relationship is kind of like the reason why I want to move, or one of the things that's like tying me down, or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, that's not the case. If that was the case, I wouldn't have been in this situation as long as I was in a relationship, as long as I was. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like now, it's more, we are more comfortable to talk about those things. And I get it, because that was one of the things like I said, I had to learn, like not putting all my happiness into the relationship and finding what makes me happy and what I would like to do on my own. So that's completely understandable, because who are you without us? If something was to happen, what would make you happy? And so that's something that everybody should figure out before they really get into a serious relationship, or work on that together with your partner. Like let's figure out what makes us happy separately so that we can come together.
Yeah. I definitely agree on that. Being able to express yourself is one thing that is a big thing in our relationship. I feel like
it is the plants for me. Like, I don't know why, but I am so drawn to your plants.
I love them. I got 2 more last night.
Wow,
Little...
you don't need no more.
I seen that.
Plants.
Were they in pink pots?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I did see that. She
don't need
I
no
like
more.
the way just your background, how the plants are in your background.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but I feel like with the way that I move back here, I'm gonna kill them. And then all these lights, it's too hot in this one section.
You probably can get like one of the house plants that like thrive off of light. I'm trying to figure maybe like some succulents, or this one is like really good with bright light.
I just need a fake plant because I'll be killing mine.
Yeah, or you can get
a
fake plant.
Well, I don't think it's a
what is this
I don't even remember what kind of plant that is, but that poor baby is hanging on. Now my money plants, they're thriving. I don't know what it is about those, but those are thriving. That other one is like I'm hanging on, but you need to do something because I'm not gonna make it.
Ooh, I think that's
you go to where do you get your plants from?
So we have like a place called Tom Thumb, which is basically like a grocery store, but it's like hella bougie. So that's where I got my orchid from, my white one, and then my 2 pink plants I got last night. And then I got like my 3 little succulents from Sam's. I got some from HEB, like just the grocery stores. But there is like this little nursery here that has like a whole bunch of different plants, and I want to go in there so bad. I just haven't had the time to go in there, but that's on my bucket list.
See, listen, because I'll be the one to go spend all my money on plants instead of
right
makeup
up in that plant shop. Yep.
You hear me?
That's me. That is definitely me right now. All my money is going toward plant stuff.
See, I've been going to my grandma's house. Her plants just sit. She don't do, when I say she ain't changed this pot, it's not even a pot, y'all. It's a casserole bowl. I'm for real. I'm so serious. She been having this plant in there for at least like 5 years.
I had to upgrade
the dirt or nothing, and all my plants came from that one plant.
Yeah, that motherfucker is longer than the branches that Tarzan was swinging on. I'm telling you.
No, for real.
That motherfucker is like
now.
It's an extendo clip.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then she keep cutting. Her grandma be like, "Come and get some more of this plant, girl." And she
I even started her plant. So
gone.
Now in the house we have 6 plants just from that one plant.
One plant, yep.
That you propagated. And
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, y'all. I had to upgrade because it always be telling me that, and I don't have time to keep ending the meeting and then coming back, and it's too much that I would have to be. It's too much I'd have to be doing. But my next question. Hold on, let me put my computer on focus mode like KK, because motherfuckers is calling.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't be getting all these meetings. I mean, these calls and stuff.
Motherfuckers is calling. All right. So this is a funny question. Not really funny, but I think it's an interesting topic. So you know how they always be talking about like life is a simulation and there's alternate universes and my kids weren't there, but then now they're there all of a sudden. It must have happened in an alternate universe. Y'all think that shit real or what?
Yes.
So it's
KK
there has been compelling, scenarios and evidence because I've heard some scenarios where they were like, whenever 2012 happened, basically like that's when everybody died and then we all transitioned over into this like new world that we're living in. However, for me, I kind of feel like that one makes sense because like you can kind of tell after 2012, there was like a different shift in just like the atmosphere in general. Like it was just like, something feels weird, but you couldn't really place it. And then when they start talking about like the Gregorian calendar and the African, I think it's like
Mayan,
the Ethiopian calendar.
Yeah,
it was starting to get a little bit too deep. So I'm gonna have to do some research on it.
That is so weird that she asked this question and you said that because literally before we started this Zoom, I seen a TikTok on my For You page that was talking about just that and how everything shifted after 2012. Like that is so weird that we are talking about that now because I watched 2 of them, and it was one where a lot of people do use a different calendar, and some people are still in like 2010, and some are in like 2050 or something. It's just, you know, I feel like it's also too with time not really being real. It just depends on, I feel like, what you believe in and where you live. For you to really grasp that concept, you know?
Yeah, because
it's very interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, like, you know, everybody believes in different things too, like superstitions and stuff. That shit be, oh, I love it. Like anything that's like paranormal, superstitions, angels and demons and spirits, and like I believe in all of that.
All of that, yeah.
All of that.
I agree.
I mean, I don't have my own superstitions or nothing like that. Like, don't step on a crack, or if a broom touch your feet, you got to spit on it. Like, all, you know, all of the whatever that is. I don't.
Look, do not, like, I'm not, cell block B is not for me. Like, no.
See, I don't know what all that means, but I've heard it before. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it. I don't believe in it, but I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Enough to believe in it personally, but I understand and respect anybody else that does believe in superstitions and stuff. You know,
you know what? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I think also superstitions are tied into each person's religion and their beliefs and stuff too, because that stuff kind of goes hand in hand, you know, in some cultures.
I'll say for me, at first, when I was a kid, I really didn't believe in it. But let me tell y'all what happened to me. So my mom and we was walking down the street one day, and I split the pole, and she was like, "No, go back to that pole." And I'm just like, "Mom, it's a pole." Yeah. So she really made me go back around the pole. If we would have kept walking and I wouldn't have went back, we would have been right in the middle of a car accident. We would not be here now. In that time that I had went back to go around that pole, there was a car accident right where we were supposed to be. I was like, "Yep, nope." that was confirmation for me.
Confirmation, because I'm like a real don't split the pole. Like, did you just split the pole? Are you stupid? Like, I will. Me and my brothers should be like bread and butter real quick and don't split the pole. Like, we can't.
Which one of us going first? I went past first. You gotta go back. We gonna stand here.
That's so funny to me. I think I do. I don't know if we're in like another dimension or time zone or nothing like that. Like, as far as the whole life simulation thing. But I do sometimes be thinking like, this shit is rigged. This shit it's gotta be set up in some type of way to where like either I keep failing, or not just me, but like the world is just so fucking crazy that there's no way this is not a fucking television show that somebody else is fucking watching right now. Like, I don't get it.
We in a dome.
Okay. Like, and then that's another thing, like the movies and shit that be coming out, my nigga.
Where they get these ideas from?
Come on. There is no imagination in the world that big to where you coming up with this shit in your head like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, for real. I'd be like, huh? No, so okay, off topic, but there's this movie that came out just recently called Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it's basically supposed to be like about spirituality and just like all the shit that we're talking about. And I have to go see it this weekend, but it's basically like all the shit that we're talking about.
Is it in the movies coming out?
It's in the movie theaters already. I heard like all the reviews have been bomb as hell on it. Like, it just makes you think.
I seen it on cinema. I was going to check it out, but I ended up watching The Adam Project. Have you watched that on Netflix? The Adam Project?
Yeah, I watched some of it.
I don't know what
that movie was really good. I feel like there's some concept to it. At some point, the flying cars, going back in time, changing stuff. I don't want to tell the movie because I feel like y'all should really watch it, because it was just a part in there, and I was just like, okay, y'all can't tell me this is not really happening.
Yeah.
Is it Jeff Bezos? Is it Jeff? No, who owns Tesla? What's his name?
That nigga.
Yes.
That one dude.
You know who I'm talking
about. That one white guy.
Yeah, he just gives me robot
Elon
vibes.
Musk.
Yes, it's just something about him and the name, the shit he naming his kids. It's just something about him that's
Yeah,
just
he a
off.
little off. He a little off.
Yes, for sure.
Exactly.
That's just I don't know. That's whenever I look at him and how he operates, I'm like, that's either white people shit or he really from the future. Like it's kind of like a fine line of like I don't know where the fuck to put this motherfucker on the scale
Feel
of
like
scale of one to white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, white as hell.
Hey, no disrespect to my white brothers and sisters, but listen, there's something wrong with that motherfucker for real.
Okay.
For real. He just, I don't know, it's his appearance.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
He don't seem like he's really there, like he's there, but mentally he not.
Yeah, that's like what's the dude, Mark Zuckerberg? He looked like that too. He looked like a little something is not right.
Over
he definitely give
alien
vibes.
Like I feel
alien
like
in
over
a human
time.
suit. Alien in a human suit for sure. It's just like the way his head is shaped and his eyes just be. Like,
it really be the eyes. That's what gets me. Like that, I be like, dang, you looking at me in my soul. Like, yo,
scary. I can't look at him.
Just weird.
I can't look at him too long because I'm just like, I start feeling weird. I'm like,
for real.
Like I don't claim no energies coming from this picture at
all.
Okay.
Oh,
please.
Look, let me sage right quick because no.
I'm gonna go take a spiritual bath because he gave me the heebie-jeebie.
Oh my god! Somebody need to throw some holy water on that motherfucker. See if it start melting.
Have you guys ever felt like that with the like meeting someone and really felt like that and got that vibe from them? Like not like
yes.
Just
not like alien
vibes, but just something about them
is off
their I ain't gonna say no devil worshiper or nothing. But
no, hey,
but they spirit was just off. Like it just
sometimes it do be the devil. Like I just get those evil mean vibes sometimes. And see, that's why a lot of people they feel like I'm either shy or timid or hold myself back. But don't get it twisted, baby. I'm just trying to observe you and see how you act and how you move. And if my spirit, literally my spirit,
right? Because right now
your spirit, ain't
doing it for me.
Sometimes I meet people and I can instantly know, like, this is gonna be my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I'm gonna link up with this person. I'm gonna be cool with this person. We're gonna be linked in. You feel me? We're gonna be linked in for a long time. Sometimes I meet people and I'm just like, this ain't, you know how your mama always tell you, how your mama always tell you, that's not your friend, that's a snake. And I be like, mommy, you just met this person. How you? And then months down the line, your mom be like, I ain't gonna tell you, I told you, baby, but
we literally just had this conversation with my mom about you know who. And I was just like, I should have listened. Like the signs were there, but I was just like, no, you know, it's
crazy. They can always see it before we do because we be so naive and innocent and want to see the good in people a lot of the times. And sometimes you are blind to the person that means you know good, you know. But sometimes you can tell, like, ooh, I can't wait to never hang out with you again because you don't sit right with me. You know, so
look, Nina, no, I'll tell her. You know, I don't like this person. I can't do it. And I won't even really know them. And I just like something off about that person. And then later on down the line, you know, they'll tell me stories and I'm like, I told y'all that person ain't right.
Sometimes you really do have to pay attention to your gut. I think a lot of the times we just don't, you know, listen to our gut feeling or listen to our intuition a lot of the times, and it'll never steer you wrong. Like if you feel some type of way in your gut, like believe that, like go with that.
And some people be knowing that they are off and they can tell when you be like, oh yeah, you don't like me or I don't like you because of how you acting. And I'm like, nah, baby, it's really your spirit that make me not want to, you know, open up to you or connect with you. It's not me. It really is you. And you know, I know, you know, but now you're projecting on me.
That be the thing that be killing me, because it's like I know that it's a gift within myself to have that discernment and be able to tell like when I can and can't jive with people or can't fuck with people, and I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's God. I don't know if it's the universe, the spirits, the ancestors. I don't know if it's just me within myself. You know what I'm saying? But right, all of the above. But I know that I just can't gel and I can't fuck with you, and I'm fine with that. And if you don't, if you're not fine with that, show me something different. Maybe at that moment, that time, you know, you was going through something. You was blocking your spirit or blocking your aura from each other. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like. I know that those things are a gift. Along with like sometimes I feel like I guess it's deja vu or have visions or whatever you want to call it. You know, when you go to sleep and you dream of something, and then all of a sudden it happens, and I'm like, oh, that's
like a premonition,
so
kind of, yeah. It's
I
the
can
future,
see.
I can see.
For real,
Man, because that should be killing me. I'm like, how the fuck? And sometimes it's not deja vu because it happens exactly like it happened in the dream, but sometimes it's like it'll be part of it and then the other part don't really happen. So I'll be like, oh Jesus, okay. And that gift, I've noticed that gift is starting to get stronger and stronger as I get older. Like I'm starting to be able to tap into it a lot more as I start to like read the spiritual books and start to pray more. And I've been meditating every now and then when I can. I talk to KK about that shit. But just really tapping into what I can do and my abilities, and not because before I used to kind of be afraid of it or scared of it. And now I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. So I got these powers for a reason. Yeah. Facts. So
tap in.
Man, I'm trying to tap in, and I think I want to roll into our next topic based on what I was just saying, which is religion and spirituality. Is there a difference? Is it all one and the same? You know what I'm saying? Because people always say like they believe in the universe and that the spirit guides and the ancestors and all that stuff like that. And the people that are more so religious and believe in God feel like them people is fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the way that I look at it as if it's all one and the same, but I don't know if that's because of how I grew up. I always grew up in a church. I always had that belief in God and faith and stuff, but I also feel like having that set up, like having to believe in God, to me, it's not like a physical person. So it's kind of the same as believing in the universe, you know what I'm saying? Or speaking things into existence. I know that is also in the Bible. So it's kind of like, to me, it's like, it's all in one. Yeah.
I agree. I do feel like it's the same. I also feel like being spiritual is something that's within you. It's you tapping into your gifts, your talents, whatever it is about you and what you want out of life. That's what I feel like a spiritual journey is, because I feel like religion is something you can really just turn to. But when it comes to a spiritual journey, it's not easy. You're tapping into the things that are your flaws, and you're gonna have those depression, sad, happy moments in learning who you are and what makes your spirit your own. So that's why I feel like it's the same and separate, because you can still be a Christian or going to church and still be a spiritual person, because like she said, it's believing in God at the same time and just having faith is not always a person for everyone. You can read the Bible and not have a church home or go to church. Like, it's just what you believe within yourself.
Absolutely. I agree. I think it's kind of three parts for me, right? So I was, born to believe in God, which I do. Like, I believe he is real, right? But I also believe in the universe. And when I say the universe is in you, right? Like YOU, universe, right? So for me, I feel like anything that I set my mind to or anything that I want, I'm going to be able to get it, because I'm going to manifest that. I'm going to do the work to be able to make sure that's done.
Right.
Now, a lot of people think when it comes to spirituality, it's just like, oh, you just have to, meditate and just be positive and happy all the time. It's not. Like, just like how Sherry said.
you know,
Yeah,
have
it's
your
not that. It's
crystals and
way
stuff, and that
deeper.
rock. Yeah, that rock don't mean anything. And if you're
Yeah.
out here and just being negative and don't have a
Mhm.
positive mindset, all you're doing is transferring those energies into those crystals and all that. It's more
Absolutely.
than just, I feel like the crystals and tarot cards and all of that, even though it help you if you're on the right track, is
Mhm.
it's just for show.
It's just a tool, right?
Yeah.
Like the actual work is going to come from you. So you have to do shadow work. You have to, you know what I'm saying, be able to dig deep within yourself and bring up those emotions, heal your childhood trauma. Like there's so much into spirituality that people do not talk about.
Understand.
And they make it seem like it's like an aesthetic thing. And it's just like, when I tell you, y'all don't understand how many times I've like had to fucking dig deep and just pull shit from out that I've like suppressed for so many years from my childhood. And like really cry from that shit just for me to heal. Like it's so fucking deep. Like even shit that happened in previous years I've had to heal from because I was fucked up for a very long time. You know, and like once you get to a certain point of like healing and getting over that type of shit, not necessarily getting over it, but just healing from it, you start to kind of see things a lot different and you start to move a lot different.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say, like, I know I heard y'all when y'all was saying, like, you know, you believe in God and all that stuff, like, and you know how it kind of merges into one. My sense of religion and stuff is kind of tricky when it comes to certain things. So like I said, I grew up in a church and I always had that sense of religion and stuff like that, right? And so as I've gotten older, I've kind of strayed away from my original beliefs in religion and stuff like that. And it's been hard because it's like I hear so many things, like as far as, you know, Jesus, that's the white man's God. That wasn't our God. You know, we had this and this and that. And so it's like so many things out there I just basically am trying to find like what religion and spirituality means to me. And that's where it goes back to, like Chuckie says, like looking within yourself, you know, trying to find that meaning within yourself and connect with that. But I've been having kind of a hard time because it's like I don't want to say that I don't believe in God because of that background that I have, but at the same time, it's like I don't know, maybe it's just like I've lost my faith, almost my sense of hope in God. As the years have progressed and things have happened to me and went on. And so the spirituality thing, I kind of feel like I connect with more, but it still comes full circle sometimes to me because, you know, the things that I hear, the things that I speak, the things that I say, I'm like, well, damn, I remember that being said when I was a kid going to church, you know, so that's why I'm like, I know it's all in one, but it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of like trying to find that balance between, you know what I'm saying, having the God in me or spirituality in me to be able to stand on it and say, okay, this is what I believe in. And this is the, you know, where I'm at in my spiritual journey and stuff like that. That shit's been hard too, man. Like KK said.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's not easy.
I've been pulling shit out, bro.
But that, you know what's so crazy is that's how you know that you're on the right track. When shit starts to come and resurface itself and look you dead in the eye, you don't have no choice but to look at it and take care of it. That's how you know you're on the right track.
Yeah. It's one thing that I'm afraid of like really addressing, but so far I feel like I've gotten to the point to where like I've addressed my family and I stood on my own on that situation, you know, and the things that I feel as far as I believe you said it, KK, responsibilities, you know, and how I felt about that situation. And to y'all, if y'all have seen my vlogs, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, and if you've seen Chuckie Speaking My Truth video, you got to hear her side of that. But the responsibilities thing was a big thing for me. And I had to tell them, like, look, y'all killing me. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big thing for me. And when that came out and I just got a chance to like really express myself and cry, I was like, I finally let it go. You know, I
That's
felt happy. It
good.
was like making a check on my checklist, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When I seen that, I was telling, because we were supposed to be spending time with my sister when that happened, right? No, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad when I say this. But I had never, like, I don't think I've ever seen in 7 years her and tap into those emotions. I don't think I've ever seen her cry like that. To be honest, I can count on one hand how many times I've seen her cry like she did, to be able to express herself and get that out. For me, it was hard because it was something that I have been constantly saying. Like she said, if you see my video, that was something I was trying to say all the time. Like, it wasn't just a lot on her, it was a lot on both of us. And I felt like it wasn't truly understood until she had to cry and just really be angry and get that out. And I to see her to be able to do that, I was actually very proud of her, because she does not do that. She will not, like, she's not a confrontation type of person. And so to see her be standing on something and doing something for herself, I'm proud of her. It's just like everybody wants me to think about other things. And I'm like, y'all are not listening to her words. Y'all are not reading her words. Like, y'all are not actively listening. She's telling you. And you know, and that's, I feel like it's not just with her. I just feel like with a lot of people, they don't really listen until you get rah and upset. And it shouldn't have to be like that. If we're coming calm, cool, and collected, you should still be able to hear what I'm saying to you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Figgity facts.
That's true. You can tell somebody something, but if their level of understanding or comprehension is not there, and they're not willing to shift their level of comprehension for you, then whatever you say to them is just going to go in one ear and out the other. So I feel like it did have to come to the point where Nene just broke down to be like, hey, y'all need to fucking hear what I'm saying.
That, like,
I'm hurting.
That's exactly where my video came from. Everyone is just like, why did you do that? Or why now? And it's just kind of like, I had to get to this point. I had to get upset to show you guys that this is where we are. Honestly, I don't feel hurt on my behalf, but you know, like you said, if they're not trying to understand, then it's not going to make sense to them. And that was one of the things that I had to learn. Like, I had to move on from it and release that energy and that trappedness to better my own spiritual journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but also it's just like, if not now, then when? Like, did y'all just want me to keep this shit held in forever? Because that wasn't gonna work. Not for me, at least. Like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
KK said it's a no.
Yeah, you know, like, I'm just real passionate about, you know, when people try to take advantage of other people, especially when it comes to family, because sometimes we're just so crippled and just, we don't want to disrespect our family because, you know, that's how we were raised. But at the same time, it's just like, at the end of the day, y'all got me fucked up. I don't care. Mama, daddy, uncle, cousin, grandma, y'all got me fucked up. Like, here, I'm about to let y'all know how y'all got me fucked up, but I also love you at the same time. So you either take it how you want or don't take it at all. Or
you don't take it at all. Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm just, like I said, I'm just real passionate about that. And I'm always an advocate for anybody, you know, going out and having to tell their truth and speak their truth, because that shit will fester inside of you and just keep creating this whole big ass mess inside of you. And you're fighting an internal battle this whole time, and your family don't even know it. You know, so
yeah.
I think
don't get me worked up, y'all.
Right. I was like,
it was the hair flip for me.
Right. Okay, it's finally long enough.
Right.
Look, you know, I'll do a hair flip and don't have no inches. I don't give a fuck.
You know, that's her thing.
I'll be quick with the shit. Like, you said what, bitch?
Okay.
No, I think Chuckie was getting ready to ask her, say something. What was you gonna say, Chuckie, before we got on that topic?
Oh, okay. So my question, it was back onto like the religion thing. Like I know Duncan, you said that you grew up in a church. I think Kayla, you said the same thing. Do you guys feel like because you were a kid and you were forced to go to
Don't
church?
put the quotations, nigga. We was forced, or I was forced. Let me speak for myself. She said forced. No,
do that
nigga,
for other people
forced.
because I was forced. I was forced to be in the choir. All that. So, do you feel like now that you guys are getting into your spiritual journey, or you have already tapped into that, or wherever you are in that journey, do you feel like Christianity or a certain type of religion was forced onto you and you really didn't get to decide whether that religion was really yours and for your own spirit? Or do you feel like, it's something you really believe in?
So it's funny that you say that. So there's this Tyler, the Creator song that he just had on his last album.
I'm sorry.
Girl.
I'm about to
I watched this new show
I'm
on
about to get
Netflix.
muted. You about to get muted.
I love him too. So he has the song on his last album, and he said that he was like, Christianity is not your religion, it was your mama's religion, and then was her mama's religion, and her mom's before that. And that's basically what it is like, you have to think about it, because it was forced on us 9 times out of 10, it was forced on our parents, 9 times out of 10, it was forced on them by their parents, 9 times out of 10, and so on and so forth. So really, religion probably isn't even none of our just number one choice, but that's just what we were forced into, and we had to learn that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So like for me, obviously, like I didn't just want to go to church because I wanted to watch cartoons and shit, like a petty reason or something like that. Like I didn't understand the meaning of going to church because I was a kid.
Right.
But now, like when you think about it, like I can kind of understand some principles when it comes to Christianity. But other than that, like for me, I'm 100% spiritual. Like I'm gonna just keep it a being. Like, and my whole family knows like I'm more spiritual than I am religious. And I have these conversations with my family all the time because my grandpa's like a very big holy roller, but he doesn't practice what he preaches. And so for me, I'm just like, that's kind of hard for me to follow in those footsteps when you don't practice that. So I try to make the own decision for me that I don't have a religion. I'm spiritual at the end of the day.
And see, I think that's what I feel like that's what I was trying to say with my statement earlier, KK. It's like to answer your question, yes, Chuckie, I feel like it was forced. Because like KK said, Kayla Ketchup, it was forced on our parents or passed down to our parents, so it was passed down to us. You know what I'm saying? And so it was just kind of something that was like I had to do. And then growing up in the African American community, you don't say no to your mama. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't really sometimes have a choice in certain matters. There's no like yes or no. You know what I'm saying? And so when it came, church was one of the things that there was definitely no yes or no on. It was get the fuck up. You about to get dressed and we about to go to church. If you don't want to do that, you know what I'm saying? When I got older, if you don't want to do that, you can get out.
Yeah,
that's where
you know what I'm saying, or you got to find something else to do because ain't no devil, and it was just all this other stuff about to be dwelling up in my house. So, and I respect her in her faith and her religion, but at the same time, like that also kind of like made me not want to go to church, and not because it's like I didn't have a choice in the matter. As far as if that was something that I wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But I think also another thing for me that kind of turned me off was because I knew who I was within myself. Like I knew that I liked girls or both of them. You know what I'm saying? I knew that I was bisexual because before I had a boyfriend or several boyfriends when I was younger. And then I knew that I liked girls. So I had girlfriends, but I never really told nobody. So because of the fact that I was going to church. And that was one thing that was taught was like, you going to hell and you can't like girls and, all this other stuff. So it was like.
You hear your family members talking about other family members.
And I'm gay.
It's so crazy that Black people want you to be in the church and want you to know God and just want you to be a part of the church community. But there's so many stories of people who have had church hurt. There's so many stories of people who have been touched on by pastors, by deacons, by people. And I'm just like, y'all are like forcing this on people when the inside is corrupted. Like, how can you promote this when there's so much devilish shit going on? And that for me is the hardest thing. Like, y'all can't tell me that y'all don't see this type of shit. And like, why are y'all so okay with protecting this man that touches on kids, but you want us to go to church with him? Like, I don't see the justice in that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
And I was definitely one of the ones that had that church hurt. And maybe I was young, maybe I took it the wrong way, but I felt like one of the church leaders at different churches that I went to was just like so mean and just vindictive, and like would just do stupid, like dumb shit and say stupid shit to me. And it just hurt me to the core, like the stuff that they were saying to me. And so it was like, damn, like a Christian is not supposed to be judging. A Christian is not supposed to be, a Christian is supposed to be loving. You know what I'm saying? And here I'm seeing the total opposite of what y'all are preaching or what y'all are saying is supposed to be in the church. And it wasn't just one person. I can understand, somebody saying, okay, yeah, you can't judge that off of one person. But it was multiple people, multiple churches, you know what I'm saying? Multiple experiences where I was just like, that shit is turning me off, bro.
Especially if your parents or whoever you go to church with is so active in the church and you're constantly there with them. You see behind the scenes. Y'all, I can tell y'all stories from church where I was just like, these are deacons, these are co-pastors, these are ushers, and curse words are flying in the church. And I'm just like,
it's not so holy. Yeah, when you
in the church, girl.
Hines, you've been in that church, baby. I went to that church my whole life. Don't get me started. Listen, we're not gonna do this. We'll talk about
but
this.
For real, no. But I mean, in like I said, it's not just one church. You know what I'm saying? These are three women here saying that basically the same thing about different churches, different states, different locations.
And I'm gonna say this, and I don't want anybody to like take it the wrong way. I don't know if y'all caught this or not, but this is how I know I'm not checked out of religion. But when KK said something about Tyler the Creator, I literally did not hear Tyler the Creator. I heard Tyler Henry, y'all. Because I was like, he got a show on Netflix. I'm in a completely different spiritual journey than I am with religion because of the things I've seen in church and grown up and seen from pastors and stuff, and just the members alone, family members of my own. And so it just, like you said, it turned you off from church. Y'all, when I had my son, I was out of there. I was like, this,
because you already know,
this ain't for me. Yeah.
What was you gonna say, KK? I think you wanted to say something.
It's just that I just feel like, because if we're having this conversation 9 times out of 10, there's other people that are having this conversation just about church hurt or just church in general. And how can this place that is supposed to be a sanctuary from the outside world and from the quote unquote devil and evil things that are out here in this world are just as evil and corrupted on the inside? So it just kind of, I think that's where a lot of people kind of lost hope in wanting to go to church. Like for me personally, I haven't been to church since I was a kid, and that's only because I was being forced to do it. But I feel like I have my own personal relationship with God, and I feel like if you're gonna, believe in God, if that's what you want to do, then I feel like you should have your own personal relationship with Him, and not it being forced on you because that's what your parents wanted.
Yeah. So with that, let me ask you guys this: Do you see
this her segment today?
So
go ahead. Take over.
It's not. It's just all these questions.
I love it. Y'all is fine. This is off script, so whatever. Yeah, if y'all KK, you too. If you come up with a question, throw it in there, girl.
So like how you guys, we're saying like a lot of people either don't talk about this or that they do talk about this. When you've seen people speak on like their experiences or why they don't want to go to church, what nationality do you think is at the top
African
of those conversations?
And I only say that because
that's what I was getting to. No, for real. Like I feel like African Americans are the main nationality that feel like they were either forced and they've had that bad experience.
I say that because of a few things, and some of it is back to my original statement. So I feel like since we were forced into it, we are now looking for, and I think that's another reason why, let me backtrack. Since we were forced into it, I think that is another reason why people go to spirituality, because they're trying to find things within themselves that, is not necessarily like a tie to religion. And so, whatever makes you feel good, whatever, you do, or whatever you say, or however you heal, like those are things that are kind of tied to that spirit realm. And so I think that's also why it's becoming more of a craze, or more of a thing. Yeah, more of a thing for people to do now.
Trend.
Yeah, because I mean, for the people that really get down into it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like we grew up and we realized like, this is not something that I want. This is not something that really connects with me and my spirit and my soul. Excuse me, y'all. And so, spirituality is something that we kind of can connect to. You know what I'm saying? And
I think just genetically
sense.
we can I think
Connect to
genetically
it, because we're not of this land.
That's what I was gonna get into.
That was the other thing I was gonna say was, when you hear the things like that Christianity is a white man's religion, we're not from America, you know what I'm saying? We're from Africa. So that is another thing that kind of I feel also ties spirituality together, is that sense of, this is not Christianity is not my religion, so I got to find something else. And then spirituality and the African religion kind of tie it into one.
The culture is just completely different over there than what they believe in. Like I feel like it's more so people not really understanding a culture, because when you say, oh, I pray to God or I pray to my ancestors, that doesn't always mean that they are praying to Jesus Christ himself. So I feel like that's another reason why, people feel like, oh, we're just not believing in God or Christians in general. It's just like the words may sound the same or may be the same, but that's just not, how I meant it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so crazy that you say that, because like when I pray, when I'm meditating, I'll say, dear God, universe, ancestors, and spirit guides. Like I always make sure to include my ancestors and my spirit guides, because they also guide you just as well as the universe does, just as well as God does. So you gotta all, fully encompass them all into it, because it's not just one entity. It's like, it's so much deeper, like I said, than the outside surface of just saging and crystals and meditation and just being ethereal. Like, it's very deep. And it does come back from part. It definitely does, come back from Africa. Right. So, I mean, you can definitely, I feel like this is a topic that we can go on and on about, because I don't feel like a lot of people understand it, and a lot of people need that education and information in order to fully understand themselves. So
and sometimes some people don't want to do the research. They just want to find something that's easy peasy, that's going to work for me for right now, you know what I'm saying? And they're not really investing the time to really connect and get that deep rooted authentic spirituality. And they don't want to do the shadow work. They don't want to look within themselves. They just want something that look cool for the aesthetic. Hey, I got my crystals, I got my sage going, or my incense, and it's like you said, it's deeper than that. It's more than that. Like you really have to do your research. You really have to read up on your signs and understand yourself. You really have to look up in your house, your sun, your moon, your like all of that.
Yeah, you do, because you can't follow what somebody else is doing. That you might be calling on something that have nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
Nothing with your spirit, and now you all out of whack because you was following this YouTuber over here.
That's so true.
Yeah,
and everybody's spiritual level is at a different level too. So you can't do what you see the next person doing.
Right? I heard casting spells and stuff, and you ain't even did the shadow work,
and you don't even know how to cast spells out here. People be doing
trying to cast a love spell, and now you got spirits.
Yeah, you out here trying to do blood magic and all types of sex magic on boys and women, and it's just like it goes so much deeper into
the
it.
Gravity of that too. Like now you're in a situation that's toxic, and you the one that brought it on yourself.
Yeah, it's wild, and there's so much shit that I'm learning even still to this day. You know, like people don't even realize that they're doing, you know, sex magic in the moment of, you know, having sex with somebody else.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you
very
absorb those
deep.
energies. You gotta protect. You gotta be careful who you swap those energies with, because you can, like, it don't matter if it's just a conversation, if it's physical, mental, you're still swapping those energies with people.
I never really understood the concept of soul ties until I started doing it and like learning and realizing like the spirituality realm. That shit do be real. Like you really have to watch who you link yourself with, who you line yourself with, because them
it's
soul
hard to get rid
ties is
of.
real, man.
They're very hard
to get
and
rid of.
They will linger, and I feel like I'm still dealing with some lingering soul ties, but they're very hard to get rid of. And I feel like that's why a lot of people say like you have to be careful with who you give your energy to and who you know, just connect with like on a physical level, because like that shit is powerful.
Yeah, that stuff will come into your dreams. Like, you know, I remember her saying something about deja vu or whatever. That's literally your dreams, you manifesting those things and what you think about before you go to sleep. Like if you're not even praying or just meditating before you go to sleep, all those negative thoughts are what you're manifesting into your dreams, and then those dreams is what becomes that deja vu for you.
What do y'all think about?
You're not careful. Because my sister, she said one time, she was like, I look at deja vu as being in the right place at the right time, if it's in a positive manner. You know, it could be, you know, it could be something bad and you were meant to go through that, but it just depends on yourself and your own spiritual journey.
How do y'all feel about so do y'all, or have y'all heard or read into like the difference between a soulmate, a twin flame, a karmic partner, and a life partner?
I ain't that deep yet.
I did not read into that. I have seen stuff about that, but I just not even having the knowledge, I can tell you I have dealt with either those soul ties, those karmic partners. Like literally, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had a situation literally before her, and when things went south, the girl said to me, isn't this how you da 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 da? And I was like, damn, that was my karma. And I was just like, okay, like I do believe in it. It just, you know, your journey.
If you can since y'all are more experienced in that topic than me, can y'all like break it down what each of those mean? You don't have to go like in depth, but I know what a soul tie is, and I think I know what a twin flame is, but the other one
I can give an example of a twin flame. You know how how we're always saying like the same thing at the same time, or we think something and either I'll be thinking it, you said exactly. So I feel like that is an example of a twin flame. I'm not saying that we are, that we aren't, but I feel like, you know, it's just have how you connect. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So karmic you're definitely on the money.
Yeah. Karmic is, you know, just what I said. It's just a relationship that comes back and bites you in the ass. You know, you paying for whatever it is that you did, you thought you got away with. It don't matter if you did it 30 years ago, 2 days ago, it's gonna come back in some way, some shape or form. And anybody can be a karmic flame for sure.
Yeah. What's so crazy is because a lot of people say like, you know, I want a soulmate, but like soulmates can literally be anybody. Like it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Like it can be platonic,
a mentor,
right? So you can have several soulmates, and then a twin flame is, like you said, like somebody that just kind of mirrors your thoughts, mirrors your action. Like you just feel connected on, you know, so many different levels. And then a life partner is somebody where you may not be the same, like you guys think differently, but you work together so well. Like, we in this shit for life. Like what they say for life.
Compliment,
And I feel like that's what I feel like I'm looking for at this point, because I used to think like, oh, I just want a soulmate, I just want a twin flame. But when you think about it, it's just like that shit is fleeting. Like that can come and go. But I definitely want somebody that is like we in this motherfucker for
We
life.
see,
Like I may not
yeah.
agree with you, and you may not be agreeing with me on some shit, but you know,
We
we
can
got each other's
compromise.
back.
Yeah, we can make,
Yeah.
and you know what's crazy? You saying that was another thing that helped me in my spirit journey with her and myself, because we think completely different. And so she helped me realize, oh, I got to look at things from a completely different point of view than what I was looking at. We don't think the same.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're coming with that compromisation, and we're okay. I see what you mean. You know, I wasn't looking at it like that. I don't agree, but I see where you're coming from. Now I understand. And that was it. This is small, but it was a conversation we were having over iCloud. And so it was just like, I'm not looking at this like this. What are you talking about? And she was like, okay, let me break it down like this. And I was like, oh, makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good relationship to have. And then, like you said, with the karmic, that's basically, for me, how I understand it is like, we have all been here in this life several times. We just don't remember it, right? Like we all reincarnated, but if we don't take the time out to, do the shadow work and heal and learn from our life lessons, that shit is going to keep repeating. And that's basically what that karmic relationship is. If you didn't learn these lessons that you went through with this last relationship or whatever, that karmic partner is going to come into your life and bite you in the ass. And you're like, oh, fuck, let me make sure I'm listening to what my spirit guides or ancestors are trying to show me.
I don't need that shit at all, bro.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And that could even be just a sign. It doesn't even have to be a physical person. It could be just something you read, something you see on TV that could really just be that, either that karmic or just that twin flame or anything. Like, it's not always a physical human person.
Yeah, I don't need no bullshit biting me nowhere, because life is already doing it.
Literally, life is that karmic flame for real.
At this point, because it's a no for me, sis. It's a no.
It's a no for me, dog. For real.
So, I mean, speaking of karma and all that bullshit, what do y'all feel like is like one lesson that you had to learn the hard way?
There's so many lessons, I feel like.
Yeah,
go ahead so I can think about it, because there's so many lessons.
I was about to say I'll go first so y'all can think about it. But to be honest with y'all, I think the lesson that I've had to learn the hard way is just being able to speak up for myself. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to express myself no matter what. Like, I know it may hurt somebody's feelings and say like, I don't mean this in no harsh way, but these are my feelings. This is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And you can either accept it, or we can, work on it and move on. Or if you don't understand, you don't like where I'm coming from, hey, I'm about to remove myself, kick rocks, peace, whatever it is. But my feelings still stand. They're still valid. And it like she said, it doesn't matter how I express it. If it's like I'm talking to y'all right now, calm, soft, meek voice, or if
that's new.
Okay, I'm thinking you 31 and 1.
You heard me. Biblical on us with that.
We talk about religion, it crept in there, girl. No, but no matter how I'm saying it, it should still be accepted and respected. And if it's not, hey, tell me so that I can be like, all right, fuck you, and move on. You know what I'm saying? But me getting to that point after 28 years, I think was the hardest lesson for me to learn, because, I don't express myself. And I won't say I do now, but I didn't express myself. And it kind of put me in a place where I was just depressed all the time, because I felt like nobody would listen. Nobody would understand. Nobody, like, it's just me by myself. Like, and so having that mindset really kind of bogged me down for years. And so now that I've been able to kind of just learn that, it definitely has helped. But it took a long, hard road to get here.
Yeah,
sure.
it's gonna continue to be a long, hard road for you because it's not just like a one and you're done. Like you're gonna continue to have to work on it, no matter how much it makes you uncomfortable. You will have to, and you already know I'm gonna be there to give you the advice that you need. Just like last time you texted me about whatever was going on. Like I'm like, hey, like at the end of the day, like you have to do what you feel is right and what your spirit is telling you.
Yeah.
I think another thing that has kind of helped me come into that shell and grow that into fruition is the podcast and me doing my vlogs. Even though I'm really not like on my vlogs, I'm not really talking to nobody but myself. It's those are really true, intimate, real moments for me. That's
because you're
like
really talking to yourself.
To myself, yeah.
It's
so
like therapy.
Right, exactly. So I'm comfortable in that space in that moment to really express how I'm feeling because I'm talking to myself. But and then being able to be on the podcast and express like myself in different topics and situations, I think has really helped me a lot to be able to express myself to my family, my fiance, my kid, everybody else, and just tell them like this is what's going on. Either you, like I say, either you accept it or you don't. This is where I'm at mentally, and sometimes I don't have the answers. Sometimes I don't know, but it's just the fact of me being able to express that, makes me feel better about myself now.
That's good. I'm glad you've definitely grown a lot over these past couple of months. So I'm really proud of you. I know I do that a lot, but I'm like very proud of you because I know how it is to be in your shoes in your position. Yeah. And it's very hard to speak up for yourself, especially when it comes toward family, because like I said, you never want to disrespect them and you love them with all your heart, but sometimes you have to break free of them and see who you are outside of your family. So I'm very proud of you. And, I'm excited for you to be able to come to Texas and kind of see what life has to offer you down here. And if, it's something where you want to stay longer or, go back up to Oklahoma, like I will support you 100%, whatever decision you make. So
I appreciate that. And those words of encouragement definitely make me happy because, it's people on both sides, not gonna lie, but, I have people that's like, why, don't move, so it's like, damn, like that makes me think like, am I making the right decision? So it kind of like second guess that decision, but I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it, boy.
And that's what I meant earlier when I said that people aren't listening to you when everybody is asking why stay here, why, and I'm just like, she's telling you why, like she needs a different environment. And so I agree with Ketchup, like for you to take this step and to be doing something for yourself and making that move and trying to make a positive change for you. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop.
Please don't, because I'm a crybaby. I'm starting.
And then I'm a cry.
Look,
listen, we can all start crying.
All right, guys, that's the end of the podcast.
Because I almost cried like 3 times already during this podcast.
You hear me? Like I feel like it's real. Like I feel like we all are in
this. Like, I feel like we're in the same spaces. Almost with our mentality and where we are, we may not be on the same level as far as spiritual journey, but we still are on a spiritual journey and path. So I think we kind of anytime, not even just right now in this moment, because we are virtual, we're not in the same room, but anytime we are actually together, we all vibe off of each other's energy. Like it's just nothing but a good, happy time, what I'm saying? And just even now,
the vibes are always immaculate.
Facts. Even right now, like even though it's virtual, like I still can feel KK's vibes all the way from Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just every time we link. I had to say that.
That's funny that you said you can feel her vibes even though we are virtual, because I was telling the vlog, like I said, I was telling about her, and I was just going back to the first time we actually met you was through that screenshot, and I was just like, oh, her vibe just through the screenshot was a lot for me personally. Just her aura, just I don't know what it was about it. And that's when I was just like, okay, who is Ketchup? And I told her, I was like, I actually kind of felt bad after I said it, because what if she wasn't Ketchup in that room? And I'm just, even though he, put the screenshot out there, he could have been like, oh, that's my other bitch. Or, he could have been, that's just a friend. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was just like I felt kind of bad, but I fucks with her.
I definitely
Yes,
knew.
I love
I definitely
y'all.
knew we was gonna be linked in when she came over that first time. I was
We
like,
had
oh,
that
this
game
That
night.
time
It-
I was
that's-
asking who she was. Yeah.
man, it legit goes back to being able to feel those spirits and those
Spirits,
auras
yeah.
because I knew I was like, this was gonna be my
This
nigga.
gonna be my nigga right here on God. And then like
Yes.
ever since.
Yes, I was like, this gonna be my nigga.
It's been plenty of times she has come through.
And not even
for
just
us.
money, not even just money related,
Just
but like
advice.
just in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Checking
saying?
up
Like
on us, you know, like
all of that
Yeah.
shit. She in
yep.
I can't even. It's just I don't know. I don't even know like what else to say at this point. But it's just like a real
Locked in at
genuine
this point.
truth. Yeah, real.
Yeah,
genuine
we are
true
definitely
friend,
locked
like,
in.
That's
Yeah.
for lifers.
For life. Okay, what they doing for life? I can't even get it for life.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, but I love y'all. I feel like you said, since day one, like I already knew them. Like them was my ace booms. Like we
Mhm.
forever gonna be locked in. And even after me and BJ, stopped being best friends and had our own little whatever was going on, like I was just like, I'm not about to cut them off. Like them was my niggas. Like even at all the functions, even on the functions where I felt uncomfortable, like y'all always made sure I was straight. It didn't matter when, y'all always made sure that I was straight.
Yeah.
And like, and that's what I appreciated.
Yeah,
because I thought it was a monster going on in the background.
Nah, I think Zena barking because somebody might be at the door, or she might have to go to the bathroom. But facts, and I had been like, not even gonna lie, when I had messaged you, I think it was a show or it was something that I was doing, and I was like, can you be there? And you was like, yeah, I'll be there. I didn't know if you would really be there because of how the dynamic had changed, and I was gonna be so hurt if you didn't show. And when I said,
I don't think there's ever been a time where she just
hasn't
didn't show up. Yeah, like no matter
even
what,
for like football games, shows, just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
Sunday
always there
dinners, game
regardless.
nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was just like once I kind of fully connect with somebody, like it's very hard for me to let them go out of my life, unless you just like really fuck me over, and I'm like, all right. But like when I just really genuinely connect with somebody, like I build genuine connections, and I feel that type of shit very deeply. And so I was just like, I can't, like them is like really my niggas. Like I don't have a lot of close girlfriends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like y'all are really like more than my friends. Like y'all are legitimately my sisters that I never had. So y'all always gonna forever be locked in.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel too. Like everybody, I know that there's a lot of people that I know, but I won't necessarily say that they're my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Associates.
Or like at this point, like there's certain people that would be, I guess, technically classified as friends, but I call them my sisters, or my brothers. And those are people everybody know, my main circle, Robert, Drea, KK, Trey, Mike. Those are like my, my knit niggas. I'm gonna say that. Them my close, them the homies, you know what I'm saying? My brother, my sister. I was trying to get it out, but it was too many knit. It was too much going on. So
that reminded me on Harlem Nights whenever that boxer was stuttering real bad. Oh my God. I can't.
Y'all are funny.
Nah, but yeah, I mean for sure, like we definitely linked in at this point. Yeah, I say yoked because sometimes it's hard to break that yoke. You feel me?
Yes.
I definitely feel like there's those certain people that you just instantly yoke with, and y'all just have that connection, that vibe, you know, that energy with each other.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Like when you first asked me to be on a podcast, I was like so excited because I was like, I already know it's about to be effortlessly, just because like from the conversations that we had in person, at functions and get-togethers, it was always like just genuine, and we could talk about anything. So I already knew. Yeah, I already knew the podcast was gonna be fucking top tier. Like,
oh, me. I told her, what was that, yesterday? Because my cousin had asked us to come to a barbecue, and she was like, if you don't want to do the podcast, you ain't got to. And I'm like, why you keep trying to boot me off this podcast? Like, I'm not making other obligations. Like this ain't what it is. No.
I was only saying that because I know the podcast is my thing. And you know how, like, I'm not saying this is in our relationship, but sometimes when your relationship, you know, you kind of pull your partner into the things that you're doing. And so I didn't want her to feel like I was like, since I'm doing the podcast, you got to be on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I gave her, it was really just an option. Like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
I didn't at
I'm
first.
on it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't at first. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't, just for the simple fact that I don't, even though she's on it, I don't watch it for personal reasons. So at first I was just like, how can I be on here and I don't support it, you know? And not that I don't, it's just, y'all know, on personal reasons, you know? So I was just like, at first I don't, but I feel like I'm just gonna miss out on just being able to really converse with you guys honestly and openly and not feel judged or not feel like, oh, you're better than me, or, you know, put down for how I feel or what I believe, you know?
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's just been such an and I feel like this conversation has just been so open, and we've all been able to just say whatever's on our mind. Like, I feel like this is all what we need. And like you said, Nene, we're all kind of going through the same thing almost a little bit. So I feel like this is definitely needed for all three of us with just our own situations that we have going on.
And see, even if it is something that, like, even if we have different opinions and even if we were in different spaces, like, I would ask more so for like education purposes. Like, why is, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's a topic like how Juice and I had where, you know, I feel like I went in on that nigga. It was the whole if it's two guys and one girl, it's a train, and if it's two girls and one guy, it's a threesome. I lit that nigga's asshole with a fucking match. You hear me? I was so,
oh my goodness,
man. I had after the podcast, I had to reflect, and I was like, damn. I feel like I went in on a nigga because I'm like, listen, I'm about to change. I don't give a fuck about these questions. I'm about to change the subject real quick because that shit really got to me. Okay. Because it's like double standards. I hate that shit. Like, don't tell me that I can't do something and you can do something, even if it's in a relationship, even if it's not the whole threesome whole shit, period. Like, if you're doing something, I should be able to do that same shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just like the whole boys will be boys bullshit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. No. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to two girls and I talk to two boys, I'm not a hoe. If I'm a hoe, you a hoe.
But I feel like people take those words in different contexts because you can be talking and not fucking.
But even
guys
still,
be fucking, women be talking. So
even still, if I'm fucking or not, I'm not a hoe. If you're fucking and you're not considered a hoe, a male hoe, gigolo, I'm not a hoe.
I'm not either.
Yeah, that was a very touchy. As you can see, I'm
them
still
double
a little
standards can go on for days.
Still a little bit heated, but yeah. And it's just like men have such a fucking like stupid, weird way of thinking.
Right. Yep.
And it's just like, oh my god,
it's annoying. Bro. Like, do y'all really think like this, or y'all just fucking saying this shit because y'all want a boyfriend? Because y'all kind of make me
at this point.
That shit had me twisted. Like, I was like, I was like, BJ, do you really hear yourself right now?
Right. Like what makes y'all think because y'all don't want us because we sleeping around, we want you because you sleeping around? It's this, you get the same outcome, a baby, STDs. Like it's no limp ass nigga.
Yeah, it was definitely I wish I would have been able to bring, but then I think he would have felt outnumbered because it was me, Faith, and then just him, because I sure would have brought on another lady. And yeah, anyway, that was definitely one of them situations where I was like, there is no nice Nene, I'm really in your ass now, boy.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, there's no judgment or anything here. You know, it's a safe space to be able to speak how you feel. I still let him speak how he felt, but afterwards I was like, nigga.
We're just gonna have to agree to disagree because this ain't it. It's a no for me, dog.
For sure. So I just got a few final questions and I'll let y'all go. I've been enjoying our time, our conversation with each other, but I'm not gonna keep y'all for 32 hours. So
hours and hours and hours. I can do this.
So we can literally be here for hours.
Yeah. And what's so crazy is I feel like we have never had that space to where it was just me, you, and Sherry just to have a conversation, because I feel like it was when we were at get-togethers, it was like me, you, Sherry, plus Mom, plus Faith, plus Brooke. You know what I'm saying? So it was just never us three vibing.
Never that time. We always had to like socialize with other people or
so I like this
different.
For sure.
I like this conversation.
We definitely gonna keep them coming. I'm gonna try to add more people or different people. So far y'all are the only ones that have kind of been okay with being on the platform. I don't know if people are scared.
We might as well just make this our segment.
At this point, because
instead of unscripted something.
I don't know if people are like scared or what. Like, I'm like, come on, like I always.
But the questions are really good that you have, so it's just like, just be real.
I don't know if maybe people are just scared to do the work, dig in, you know what I'm saying, be real. Maybe it's the fact that they know that it's going to be on YouTube or be out there for people to hear or listen, and they don't want to be perceived. I don't know what it is, but I always ask,
but that's not being real and you're not fit for
unscripted.
No.
Okay.
No, that's not.
I don't know if but I don't know, but whenever I ask or I've reached out to people or I posted like, hey, dude, anybody want to be on the podcast, I don't get any responses. So you guys were the first ones and I really appreciate y'all being my first guest.
Oh, thank you for having us. This was exciting. I'm glad we did this.
So like I said, I just got a few more questions and then I go ahead and let y'all go, and then we can talk about us being our own little
our own little realm.
So my other question was, what is my dog out the cage?
No, that's why I'm like, what is that? One of them is going to town. They gotta taste it. Please
listen, because y'all had me looking behind like, what is going on back here?
Look, I'm in the front of the house, she in the back, so the dogs are in the middle between both of us.
I keep hearing shit and I'm like,
it's
ghosts,
them.
ancestors, spirits. I know I was talking about you earlier, but don't try to chime in yet. It ain't time to talk.
Right, we need y'all right now.
They trying to get on the podcast too. They say you invite people. Look,
yeah, I heard y'all bitches looking for me.
Right.
Dang.
Oh shit. So my other question, one of my last questions is, what's something that people seem to misunderstand about you? Like they just don't get it. They just, no matter if it's your personality, if it's the way you talk, the way you act, the way you walk, speak, what's something that's just misunderstood?
I think people a lot of the times misunderstand the way that I love them. Like if I'm in a relationship.
What's your love language?
Girl. I used to think it was getting gifts, because who doesn't like getting gifts?
Right.
But for me, I feel like it's a mix between like acts of service and like words of affirmation, because I'm very big on like, I need reassurance. Like I don't give a fuck, I need reassurance. And it might be like in part because of like insecurities or whatever, but I just need reassurance, like not even necessarily on a daily, but pretty often. So I think it's a mix between those two. But I think because of that, people misunderstand the way that I love. Like for me, I think I love very hard, and it's very hard for me to like let people go after I leave a relationship. That's why I have such long breaks in between relationships. And I think it just takes me a lot longer to heal from it.
I mean, I just everybody feel like is different, but
Absolutely. I just feel like for me, they just don't understand like why I do certain things. Like my last relationship, I didn't want to get into it, but like he just didn't understand why I would do things for him because his last relationship fucked him up. And like I get it, but at the same time, like I'm not her. Like I'm not about to just do you any type of way. And he just couldn't like fathom that or wrap his head around it. And so I'm just like, you really just are kind of misunderstanding like how I'm trying to like love on you. But you know, like I get it. Like some people just aren't ready for that type of shit.
I'm not laughing at you, KK, or your story, your
You
experience.
what you
You're
said was a
literally
conversation that we had today.
literally.
Wow.
Today.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, we because like we've been talking about that, our love languages, like just between each other and stuff, and our past experiences. And that is something I definitely understand where your last partner is coming from, because when you've been treated differently so many times in your past and you finally do get someone that is like a real genuine stand-up person, it's kind of hard to bring that wall down sometimes, or understand like where they're coming from, because you're so used to being treated this other way. So it takes time to kind of deprogram, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's how he was. That's how I like for the longest I couldn't understand it, because I'm like, you have somebody right in front of you that is like literally showing you all this type of love and trying to give you all this affection. And like he even told me, he was like, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to let my guard down with you because I feel like you're gonna hurt me. And I'm like, but I wouldn't. Like you keep trying to loop me in with this last, you know, couple of relationships that you had. And that's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair for me because you're not even giving me a chance. And like for the longest time, like I didn't tell anybody that we had broke up. We just kind of, I think Nina, you had asked me where he was, and I was like, oh yeah, we broke up, and I just really didn't get into it. But it was just like, it really fucked me up, even though it was a short relationship. It still fucked me up because, like I said, I love very hard and I love very easily, and I felt like we connected. Yeah, no, y'all helped me set up the whole date night and everything.
That was fun. Listen, we had so much fun doing that.
Yes, we did.
Yes, I love that. I was thinking about that the other day. Like I was just so happy during that time, and then it was just like for it to all crumble in my face. Like for me, it hurt me, but also like I kind of felt embarrassed because there's just like I didn't want to tell anybody that I gave my all to somebody, and they just basically shit on my heart, you know?
Yeah.
So I just didn't share with anybody.
That is the hardest thing, and that's that's one thing that kind of like scares me about you know, Sherry and I's relationship, because for one, we've been together for so long, and I'm afraid of like the what ifs, or like the you know, the fact that we've been together for so long, and then if something doesn't work out in the end. Like I literally have done so many things different in this relationship, and I feel like that's what's gotten us through so long, because I'm a completely different person. Like I used to you know, I used to be closed off. I used to be guarded, and then eventually, you know, I did have to realize like she is different than the guys that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? In many different ways. And sometimes it just takes time for that person to really realize that. Sometimes it's too late. Sometimes you realize too late, like, damn, I let a good woman or good man go. But if they decide to stay by your side, you know, you realize that sometimes it's hard to break it, but then you do in the back of your mind think like, damn, like, okay, you know, I have opened myself up. I do love this person. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Like, now I'm gonna be hurt again.
A lot of things change.
And it is
even within yourself.
Hard. It's very hard. And I don't like to think negatively, you know, in those situations, but I do think like
you still have to think
I have to think of that just in case, because that brings me back to, you know, I have to find my own happiness. And I am the same way, KK. I let myself go a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5 before I have another relationship, because that gives myself time to heal from that last relationship, or take those lessons in the growth. You know what I'm saying? Even within myself, and reflect on those and build myself for the next person, or just for myself even, you know, because there was one point before I got with Sherry where I was like, I'm not dating nobody. I'm taking all the stuff that they said was bad about me. I'm fixing on it. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to try to work on it. and I'm just gonna be by myself. I'm gonna be single, and I'm gonna be happy with that. And then I met Sherry, and the work didn't stop; it continued. That I was doing on myself, you know. But then it was us working together and us separately.
And see, for me, before Nene, I didn't take that time, you know, to really just work on myself or really figure out what it was that I wanted, or just learning how to communicate or just be in a relationship in a healthy way, you know. So like when we first met, like how she was saying, like, you know, she's closed off. I was toxic, you know, like I either didn't communicate, or the way that I was communicating was not in a healthy manner.
I didn't communicate either.
It was in an angry manner. So the fact that she not communicating, why the fuck are you not communicating? You know, like just being aggressive, and she's not a confrontation person. So if you take that and then her not communicating, I'm getting
I can laugh about it now. I can laugh about it now, but listen, Kay, back in the day, she'd be like, "You don't hear me talking to you," and I'd be like,
and for me, it was like the fact that I didn't have anybody else to be combative with me like I'm used to. Oh, that fueled. Why am I not getting under your skin to where you're calling me out my name, to where you're being negative with me? That was something that was hard for me to understand. That was not healthy at all. And so that was, I would say that was one of the hard things in my journey, is learning that I was not the one healthy. That wasn't healthy.
Even me, I wasn't healthy. You know, like I said, I wasn't communicating. There would be times where she would write a whole fucking novel. You could write a novel with everything she said, KK. And I'd just be like, okay, if that's how you feel.
Bro. I would have broke my phone. Because
why do you think I had to pay for so many cameras? Why do you think her cameras was always like the little shaky? You would see her snaps. That was because of me. Like I wasn't breaking mine. I was literally breaking hers, because I'm like, I know you hear me talking. I'm like, can you get out of the phone? You know, communicate with me. Listen,
bro, I used to not give phones, cameras and
stuff. Yeah, it was bad. Like it was
we both I mean, I can definitely say we both was on some toxic shit, and I definitely feel like I have grown from that space.
For sure. I know
we definitely was. I definitely, like I said, I would be on my, like she said, I'd be on my phone, I'm listening, but not really like engaged in, not really expressing myself and how I felt, because I wasn't a confrontational person, but also like I just, when it came to certain stuff, I just was like, all right, whatever, like I don't really care.
I think now that we communicate more, I completely understand where that comes from. Just not even just watching her vlogs, because that's new for other people, but just learning her and how she grew up and stuff. I had to learn that was how she grew up. That was what she was used to doing. And we had to learn how to communicate in a different way, or just learn how to communicate in general. So it wasn't that she just didn't care how I felt, or she just wasn't listening. She just was never put in a place to where she had the space to communicate how she really felt, and not have to worry about how it made me feel, you know, and just being open with me.
Y'all have grown. I mean, that's something to be proud of, especially just like hearing it and how y'all both know that y'all were a certain way until now, where y'all are able to communicate with each other. That's a growth.
Yes.
You know, y'all should pat yourself on the back, because not a lot of people can face that. You know, it's a hard pill to swallow to say, I'm the toxic one. I might be a little toxic. Like that's a hard pill to swallow.
That was I don't think we even got to answer that, but that was one of the hardest things for me, was to realize I was the toxic, like, even though she, you know, had her own flaws, I was the toxic one, and I had to look into myself and my own spiritual journey. Like, okay, you need to get your shit together or you're gonna lose her. That was what really did it for me.
I think so. Like the communication thing, there's a two-part for me on this question as far as what do I think people misunderstand about me is my communication style is different than how others expect it to be. Like I do pick and choose where and when to give my energy. And so I think sometimes people feel like I don't want to talk to them or I don't want to communicate. That's not the case. It's just that in those moments or at that time, like I don't have the energy to have these conversations that you're wanting me to have. And so it comes to just learning me and who I am as a person, and understanding that like in that moment, I don't want to talk about it, and I may bring it up later or something, but the way that like I communicate is different. And some people, they let's just say they're more passionate than others. And so they like to raise their voice or they like to, do all those antics. And I'm not that type of person either. So when I do express myself, I always try to come in a calm, cool, and collected manner. But I am still passionate about that situation. Like now, like the whole podcast, I've been passionate and I love the whole conversation that we've been having. But I'm still myself. I'm not gonna get out of character for anybody. And so people misunderstand. They feel like I don't. This is the second part. They feel like I don't have feelings or I'm not as involved, or it's a word that I'm looking for. They basically just feel like I don't care, and I do care. It's just that I show it different. I don't know how any other way to express it. But a lot of people feel like I'm cold-hearted or I'm closed off, and that's not the case. Y'all can tell like I'm a nice person. I'm a loving person. I give my all, all of that. I have emotions, it's just that sometimes I don't let certain things get to me, or I won't show you that you got to me.
Yeah.
And so they feel like me being Aquarius, like we just but that's definitely.
But I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. Even with me, I'm a Leo. Like I will not give you the benefit of the fucking doubt that you got under my skin. I'm at the like it used to be very hard for me, but now I'm just like, oh, I will never show this motherfucker that I care. Like I will take that shit to the grave with me. You can burn in fucking hell for all I care. you will never see me cry. Like like just something simple now because I've like learned like. I have to allow myself to control my own feelings and not let somebody else be the master of my emotions. Because at that point, they won.
Yes, exactly.
See, I feel like that's what people misunderstand about me and just how I communicate and how open and blunt I am, because we had this conversation before, but if I really stand on something and believe in it, it'll get me so worked up or overwhelmed about something to where I am that rah person, and it gets mistaken for me being combative. And it's just like, I disagree with you. I'm not saying your opinion is invalid, but I just don't agree. And so I feel like a lot of people feel like because I don't agree or I don't have the same opinion, it just puts me in always being negative or always having something to say.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people get that wrong about you. And to me, like I have just never liked that narrative that Sherry is just a negative person, or she's always in a negative state, so she just never has anything good to say, because not everybody is going to have the same opinion as you. Not everybody's going to think the same way as you. And for me personally, like I give people, a chance or whatever, and I'm pretty nice, I feel like. But I've had to learn that you can't always be nice. Like you have to like state your opinion. I've learned that from Sherry just based off of her actions over the last few months. Like I can learn something from that because I'm not a confrontational person either. But when it comes to something that I believe in or stand in, I will.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy that you say that? It took me even though I am blunt, it took me a really long time just to get to that space now within these last few months, because I get mixed emotions. It's always people saying, oh, I love that about you. Or then I'll get, oh, maybe you shouldn't say anything. So it puts me in a place to where I feel like either if I say something, it's wrong. And if I don't, then I'm wrong. You know, it's like I can't do both. And so it took me a while to really be able to be like, okay, I can be blunt and be stern in what I believe in. And it's still, and stand on it and not be in a negative way to where I'm trying to hurt people's feelings. Because before, oh, I was at one, oh, you made me mad. Oh, you did something to me. Oh, now I'm petty. And like, that was one of the things that I can be petty. Like, I was proud to be petty because you're not about to play with my top like that. And I had to realize that's not cute, you know, and that's something I learned from her. There's a time and a place when you have to address something and when you don't, because I don't care where we are. I'm gonna address it. And that was one of the things that I had to learn being an adult. You have to act accordingly in public or just in general.
In certain situations,
You're not about to play with me like that. I'm about to cause a whole scene because you got me fucked up. And so I feel like that's very misunderstood about me, because in middle school, elementary, high school, I was bullied like for everything, and I would not speak my mind. Shit would happen to me and I tell my mom, oh, don't go up to the school, or I wouldn't even tell my mom, you know, about stuff. But I was bullied to the point to where I'm crying in class. I wouldn't speak up for myself. And this girl told me, she was just like, I don't like that you don't speak up for yourself. My senior year in high school. And after that, I was just like, okay. It really clicked that I have to be there for myself. And so I feel like a lot of people take that the wrong way. And I feel like it's because they don't understand or they don't know that that's what I went through. Because I don't speak on it.
I definitely would have to agree with you on that. And I feel like, you know, like you said, you learning or knowing me in my past, and I think I told you, KK, well, you got to read some of it, I think, what I sent you. So going through those like situations for me is the reason why I was cold, the reason why I was cut off, the reason, you know, why I didn't really express myself effectively. And it does just take time getting to know that person and really genuinely understanding like their life and why they are the way that they are. It's up to you to accept that and really be there as a genuine person and friend for that person, or, you know, that's just not the friendship that you need to be in. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely, I can feel myself growing and changing. And I think that's like KK said, that's the beautiful part, is like when you know and you can see it within yourself, and like you have that proudness, because to be honest, I'm at the point to where I don't give a fuck if anybody else sees it. You know what I'm saying? I know nice personally, see it. I know personally within myself that I've changed, and the people that have told me that they see that I've changed, they see a glow and a difference about me. You know what I'm saying? When I am expressing myself for the things that I've been doing, the steps that I've been making for my life and my mental health and myself, you know, they're proud of me in those moments, like y'all said earlier. You know, so I know that I'm going on the right track, and I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing in those moments. So, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to get to a point where you're just like, fuck whatever anybody else is saying, fuck whatever y'all, you know, how y'all feel about me. Like, this is me, and stand on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to express myself, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to just be quiet. I'm gonna come to you in a soft, meek manner. You know what I'm saying? But that's me. Take it or love it, period.
Yeah. I feel like that statement, fuck what other people think, don't hit you until you really get into that hey handsome, until you really get into that mindset as fuck it, for real, because this is for me, and I'm living my life for myself.
Yep. Facts. Figgity facts. Do y'all have, I don't have any more questions for y'all. I mean, we can keep going if y'all want to, but I'm done with my questions.
Really don't have any questions.
Anything else? Do y'all have anything else to say or anything else?
I know, I love the conversation. No, I just love the open dialogue that we had. Like I said, I just feel like it's never just been us three where we could just have like a conversation longer than, 10, 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's always someone else, wanting to butt into the conversation. But I feel like this was nice for us to be able to kind of connect on that level together and just kind of pick each other's brains and see what we think about, our spirituality journey and just like what we're going through personally. So
yeah, I lied. I do have one more question. I just thought about it. So I mean, my last question is basically like, what are your next steps? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 6 months, a year? If you have that stuff planned out, like where are you trying to project, or what are you manifesting at this point?
So for me, I am just currently manifesting freedom in all aspects of my life. So that goes for financial freedom, that just goes with, mental freedom, just all types of freedom, because for me personally, I am very much a person that stays in their head a lot of the times. And sometimes my thoughts will take over. And I'm a very bad overthinker. And sometimes it's just crippling to where I can't get out of a certain state of mind of just stressing and thinking about something. So that's something that I'm working toward now. And I'm also trying to find my husband, because at this point,
what did you call it? Your life partner?
Yes, my life partner. That's the journey that I'm on right now. So I'm just trying to like work on me to make sure that once I do find him, like I'm fully ready for it. Because if he was to walk into my life right now, I probably wouldn't even be ready for it. Yeah, like I feel like I wouldn't be ready for it quite yet, because there's still stuff that I need to like make sure that I have together. So
together, yeah. I would have to agree with you. I definitely feel like it's just being free in all aspects, financially, just emotionally, mentally, because I will let thoughts take over me. Like I can't focus on something else, because as soon as I have one thought, I'll dig myself into a rabbit hole, and then I'm off somewhere crying. And so that's definitely one of the things that I am working on, is just not letting stuff get to me. Also too, just my relationship, just, trying to figure out either what we're doing or, where we go from here, because I feel like this is my life partner, like we it's like a twin flame.
Don't
stop, bitch, because I'm about to start crying. No, turn the camera on, because you already started.
Babe.
Okay. This is, like when you really grow with people, like this is a change for me. So it's just, I support it and I get it. I'm learning from that. So even though I have like my content, my makeup, I have things that I enjoy, I feel like just even in this time learning from her, and what if this stuff really makes me happy, like in just finding what I really want without her, and even with just me and Kai, so just finding who I am, and if this is really who I am,
Yeah, I definitely agree. I agree with you on that one. Just trying to figure out next steps, and with everything that's going on and transpired this year, it has been a tough year already,
and it's only April,
man. Like I feel like we have dug within ourselves so much already in this year, and I think that's kind of where the roughness comes from, because we are putting in the work this year. We're digging within ourselves. We're digging in our relationship. We're just trying to make sure that this is 100% like who we are, what we want to do, where we need to be in our lives. You know what I'm saying? So we're putting in that work, and it's kicking up dust. Yeah. And it's just kind of been, it's definitely been a journey. And like you said, it's only April, and it's only going to get harder. The more and more we have these conversations, and the more and more we talk about things. So yeah, definitely next steps for me is, getting down to Texas, having that time, that space, that freedom to be able to really really fully truly think, and reflect on, my life, my relationship, heal
Yeah,
from
without the
past traumas, and
distractions.
yes,
Yeah.
all of that.
Mhm.
Without the family responsibilities that I feel like I have put on me, since I was younger. Now that stuff has kind of changed since I've had that conversation with them. It's not as much as it was before, so I'm thankful for that. But there is still other areas in my life that I need to work on, and so those are the things that I'm putting on my list for my next steps. I'm speaking prosperity, no failures, um, happy career, whatever the case may be, like just whatever it is that I need to prosper and be able to find and heal within myself and be a better person.
Mhm.
And that, rather if that's being a better person for myself or being a better person for, my relationship or whatever the next, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
whatever.
in
Yeah.
general, you know. But I feel like it's it's kind of been a hard situation that Sherry and I have been in the last few months, because I do feel like, we're a twin flame and I feel like we're life partners, but I also feel like there's other things and other factors that are like kind of have been stopping us almost from the beginning. Um, internally, externally, with our families, friends, like whatever it is, I just feel like there's been so many forces that have tried to like come between that. And so, just trying to figure all that shit out, man. That's it. And be successful,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
I'm
I
rooting
also,
for y'all.
I
yeah,
ain't trying
I
to
also feel like that's one of the reasons why I just feel so understanding and I'm at peace kind of with everything, because we really were friends first, and we've gotten to a point to where we it would be in a healthy manner, even if we decide that we're still friends, but our same core values isn't are clashing
not
with
aligned
what it
anymore
is that
or at
not
this point.
aligning with everything in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have to definitely agree with you on that, Chucky. I think KK, were you about to say something?
No, I just said I'm rooting for y'all. Like I've been rooting for y'all since I'm a child. After everything that y'all ever been through, like I've always been rooting for y'all. Like y'all are my favorite couple. So
I feel like that's the same thing we're getting from everybody, and I feel like that's where the why are you moving or why are you not going, because everybody is just like, no, we're team Nene and Sherry, and just like, that's fine for you guys, but we're the ones that are in this and have
In
to
this
deal with this for the
relationship.
mhm.
longevity. Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
For y'all to be team Nene and Sherry, like you have to be able to make sure that both ends are okay
Mhm.
mentally. So
Yeah, and it's just like, that's people who are asking, and I'm just like, I'm not focused on
It's
that.
going
Like,
over their head.
I'm focused on making sure that she is healthy mentally, because not just for me, Kai, like I have a kid, so it's a if she's not right for herself, she's not going to be right for us in this. You're not going to have a relationship or anything if you're not mentally okay. And that's
mhm.
where I am mentally, and everybody is just not understanding that. Like
You're
she
not
said, it's
understanding
going
that.
over, it's going over their head. And I feel like people are expecting us to be the old us, and
Yes,
and
I was
not
about to say that.
and not really taking on our journey together and really seeing what
And
it
where
is
we
that
are
we're
now.
working toward. Yeah, what we're
But
working
I think
towards and
also
our
they probably don't
values.
they probably don't know the new us, because
They
we
haven't
have
had a
been
chance
yeah,
to.
we have been the ones that have
Mhm.
been working through that shit together. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yes, it has been for ourselves separately, but we both
Yeah,
have been the ones are, the backbone for each other. So
each
they don't
other
really get a
during
chance
those
to see
times.
those.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
and
So it's
it may not even be something where other people have to understand. As long as y'all have the understanding of what it is that y'all's ultimate goal is, then that should be all that matters. Like obviously, the outside rah rah is not gonna affect y'all, but as long as y'all understand it,
I felt like that at first, but at the same time, like when especially like when it comes to family, because that's one of our core values. At the end, them being there in those moments are still important. So I feel like that's where I feel like I said, I'm at peace. If you feel like, okay, even though we have the same core values, at the end of the day, the outside still matters to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely been like that. That has been the one thing that has like been a hard thing for me mentally and has kind of driven my depression, is because I spoke about this in my last video that I posted on my channel. It's like, you know, Sherry and Kai make me happy, but then also my family makes me happy, you know. And when we're not in those spaces where I feel like I do have that pressure, or, you know, family game nights, and just in general, like, you know, all these years that has really been my support system besides Sherry and even before Sherry, you know. And so it's like they both are not only my happiness, but they're important to me.
Yeah.
And so when it comes time for, you know, those big moments, like, you know, weddings, or if I wanted to throw something, or if, you know, I wanted to have something, it's like, you know, with the relationship that they have with Sherry, I feel like sometimes that would cause issues, or it may be, you know, tension, or I mean, I don't know if that would be the case, but that's just kind of, you know, how I feel like it would be at this point. And then if I would, you know, if I was to get married, or we were supposed to, if we would to go down that road, I don't know if they would support it. I don't know if they would be there, you know. And family, like she said, is important, and that's one of our core things on both sides.
And
So
I wouldn't be okay with that. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't. I won't be okay with that. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've tried for so long, because I don't want that to be an ultimatum for her. And I'd rather them be there for that big moment for her and it not be with me than them not be there at all.
Yeah, it's definitely been a KK. It's been a deep, like, hard conversation, thought. Like, it definitely has put me in that mental space of like, damn, like, you know, I have to try to figure out what to do. One of my questions was going to be like, if you had to choose between your family and your spouse type of situation, but I feel like it's too close for comfort at this point. I don't really want to answer that one, so I took that off the list. I'll be honest with y'all, I took it off the list. But
I do have a question for KK though. Like with no, like just with her, you know, moving and choosing, you know, to do things for yourself. Like, how do you feel now that you've taken that leap of faith and left everything that you that you know to, you know, be not completely on your own, because I see that you do have friends down there and stuff, but how has this transition been for you?
So at first it was scary, because it is like, oh, I'm just leaving everybody that I know pretty much to come down here. But since I've been down here, it's been blessing on blessing. And so I feel like I made the right decision. You know what I mean? So I'm very happy on where I am right now. And I just, like, I can feel spiritually that, you know, I'm just going to keep on leveling up and progressing from here.
Yeah.
But it's been amazing since I've been here. I mean, it's been some up and down days, you know what I mean? But other than that, like, I honestly wouldn't trade it. Like, I don't even feel the need to even want to have to go back up to Oklahoma outside of, you know, visiting family and friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think for me, the biggest reason why I wanted to come down here was just to get that sense of freedom, like get away from my family, because I just felt like there was like a lot of pressure, and just like, well, I'm very big on, like, I don't want to be stuck in somewhere and not live my life. Like, I'm very much big on like traveling and just seeing the world and just being my own independent person. And I feel like if I would have stayed in Oklahoma, I would have never been able to do that. And I feel like it was far enough away from my family, but close enough still that if I needed them, they'll be able to come and help me out. But
that's exactly how like I've been feeling, you know, to be able to get that sense of independence. And I told Babe, I was like, you know, I have never experienced that. You know, like I know who I am with her. I know who I am with my family, you know, my friends, but I don't know who I am when I'm by myself 100% genuine. Like, you know, just independent. I've never experienced that. I've always lived with my family. Then I went from living with my family to living with Cherry. That was it. You know, so I've never had that. I gotta get up. I gotta work. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I got like, not saying that I don't have to do that now, but I've never had that. Okay, it's only me. I only have myself to depend on. I cannot let myself fail or fall. You know, I've never had that, and I know that I do want to be able to experience that and say that I was able to do so, you know, and I can stand on my own.
Yeah, I feel like you'll definitely be able to accomplish that here, because since I've been here, like I'm at this stage of my, you know, spiritual journey or self journey where I'm doing like a lot of self-reflection and a lot of self-awareness and just kind of speaking my truth. And I've just been able to notice things about me and like notice how I really think without, you know, the opinion of my family butting into it and making me change the way I think. So yeah. And I think the other, like when I made that post about like not wanting kids, like for me, for a long time, I just thought that I was supposed to have kids because I wanted my grandparents to be able to see them. You know, I wanted my mom to be able to see that I was happy with kids and blah, blah, blah. But really, it was like, was that really what I wanted? Or was it just something that I wanted because my family or somebody else wanted me to have kids? And so now that I've been down here to kind of be by myself and think for myself, I'm just like, well, maybe I don't really want kids. Maybe I do just kind of want to be free and independent for as long as I can. And then maybe if I do want kids, okay. But for right now, like I'm good.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that, because before I was always the one saying, oh, I don't want kids. And that came from my sister, you know, had my nephew going right into college, like a semester in, and she came back home, and then she had my niece, you know, and so I was the one helping, you know, having to deal with that because she went through postpartum and stuff. So it was me and my mom. So I was always the one, oh no, baby, this ain't for me. But I feel like Kai came into my life when I needed him. And so now, not having him in my life, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. You know, I feel like I'm not here for him, but I'm here for him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a whole bill. I never thought I would date anybody with a kid. Never. I always said I never wanted kids. None of that shit, you know? So Sherry and I don't even know if we was really supposed to be even be dating. We legit was, like she said, just friends, you know. But then there was like that, it was just something that kept drawing us to each other. Like we was just on the phone, you know, just having like just regular schmegular talks, like not even on no sexual type stuff, you know. And then something just happened where I was like, look, I'm about to date a girl with kids. Shit, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But now I've kind of been going back and forth on if I want to have a kid of my own or not. Because for one, I have health stuff going on. So, you know, my complication rate would be more than anybody else. But also, kids is a lot of fucking work. You know, me being with her, and you know, I look at him as if he is my son. You know, I don't say stepson. You know, I treat him like he's mine. And so just having to be with someone that has a kid already, that definitely put kids into perspective more so than, you know, I thought. So now I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, that's how I am. It's just like,
and I agree with that.
It's crazy because that the reason why I keep going back and forth is almost like on a men mental thing, because it's like if I was to pass away, you know, I feel like I wouldn't have anybody that would be able to carry on my name, carry on my legacy, be able to, like, I know I would have y'all, my family, but I wouldn't have like a kid per se to be able to carry on that lineage. You know, it would stop at me.
Yeah.
So that it's not really for anybody else. It would really solely just be for me. But then I sit and think, I'm like, damn, Kai is a lot. So I know if I have one,
It's
that's
gonna be a lot
on a lot.
It's gonna be a lot. And I think that's
Listen.
why I'm on the fence with that one, because I want her to experience pregnancy and just having a child. And like I said, like, you know, like she said, having a kid of her own. But at the same time, I'm like, if you don't and we're still together, I am okay with that, because I'm tapped. Like, I want another one, but at the same time, I don't, you know. And Kai is 11 now, so it's just like that big old age gap. And then, you know, like KK said, I'll be 21 plus 8 years of experience.
Okay.
And then you only got 7 more years until you got an empty nest too. So that gives you more. That gives you time to be able to go.
And I want to travel.
Yep.
Like, there's so much that I want to do, and I want him to experience.
Yeah.
Because I kind of got to experience stuff like that, but then again, that I didn't. And so it's just, I'm on the fence with another one.
I'm being selfish. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it.
Listen, I was about to say that, like, I am in my selfish era. Like, I feel like I'm just too selfish right now to be able to even fathom having a child at this point. Like, I love to be able to get up and go when I please. I love to be able to sleep through the night. I don't want to be waking up at 2, 3 in the morning to breastfeed. Like, I don't want to buy formula. I don't want to have to change those shitty diapers. I like my sleep too much.
And that's fine.
It is fine. Because it's just that not being able to do what you want in types, even though Kai is at an age to where he can stay home by himself. He is able to cook, but he's not, you know, not for a long period of time. But I don't have to worry about carrying no car seat, changing diapers. Like, I don't have to do any of that anymore. So it's just like, I like being able to give him his space and he give me space. Okay, you hungry? I'm a cook, and I don't have to be so attentive to him as you would a baby or a toddler.
Yeah. I absolutely love my freedom. But I mean, like, there's always going to be this like maternal instinct inside of you, because we're women. Like, that's natural. So, like, you know, I feel like would I thrive as being a mother? Of course, absolutely. Like, you know, could I see myself possibly having a child? Yes.
But do you want right to thrive at being a mother?
You know, do I really want to thrive at being a mom? That's the question. And I don't want to have to thrive and survive as being a mother, you know? So
I feel like I'm in that selfish era too. Oh, my bad, KK.
No, you're fine. I wasn't listening.
And it kind of makes me like feel bad, but at the same time, like not feel bad, because I've been so accustomed to listening and inputting how everybody feels into my decisions and things that I do. So now that it's time for me to like finally do something for myself, I feel selfish for saying, hey, I need to leave. I need to take this time for myself. I need y'all to back up. These are the things that I need. You know what I'm saying? I mentally cannot handle the pressure of all of these things right now. You know what I'm saying? It does make me feel selfish, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, like I have to realize that in me saying that these are the things that I need is gonna help me in the end. You know, being able to create those healthy boundaries and being able to express that those are the things that I need. So I shouldn't really feel selfish, but at the same time, I do feel selfish. You know,
but you know what is so funny when you say that is, like, obviously when we were kids, our parents conditioned us to not be selfish, to share with your brother and sisters, to make sure that you're there for them in school. Like, they conditioned that not being selfish into our bones. So now that we're older, we feel like it's a bad thing to be selfish, when in reality, it's not. Like, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. Like, if I don't want to do,
I don't think I should have to be forced to do that.
Yeah. And that's exactly kind of how, like you said, conditioned. That's how it's been, because you know, I grew up the same where it's like family helps family, and you know, you always be there for your brothers and sisters, and you know, or for the family or whatever. And it kind of puts you in a mindset of like, damn, like, you know, I feel like I can't do certain things for myself, or I can't say no. At least that's how I was feeling, you know, before I let them know like this, I can't do it. You know, I can't do it no more. But I definitely feel selfish in the
I
moves
can't
and
hear
making
nothing.
it. You can't hear nothing?
This has been really cool. I actually enjoyed this. I almost didn't come.
Yeah. I think I was just saying, like, basically, you know, I felt selfish in this decision that I wanted
Oh,
to
I
make.
did hear that part. Yeah. And that you were doing something for yourself and you were saying, you know, I need this, and you know,
Yeah.
you mentally, same thing. We've been having conversation. I think you're more so not talking to just her, but you know,
Yeah. The cast.
yeah.
That's what I was basically saying. You know, I just feel selfish in those moments, and the decisions that I make, and me saying like, I want to do these things for me, and I want to be able to, you know, leave and have that freedom. And you know, and when I say freedom, you know, I'm not saying like freedom from my relationship or anything. I'm just saying like she said, like financial freedom, these type of different freedoms.
I'm gonna turn it to Joe if you leave me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What you mean, Joe?
Joe, from you.
Stop.
For real. You're gonna have a whole stalker.
I'm dead. Hey, can you hear this shit?
What happened?
I was basically saying like, you know, I was telling her, well, I don't know if you heard, but I was saying that I felt selfish, you know, in making those decisions for myself and moving and saying that I wanted to do these things. And I did grow up in the same, you know, situation where you know, you have to be there for your family, you have to support your family doesn't turn their back on each other, you know, all that shit like that. And I think I said that in the podcast before, but you know, it does put added pressure or made me feel like I can't say no, and I have to always, you know, do stuff for y'all. And when now that I've said like I want to create this separation, or I need to, you know, I need y'all to back up a little bit, or I need, you know, these different things, you know, it makes me feel selfish in those moments. And then I said, you know, I am looking for that freedom. And when I say freedom, I'm not necessarily saying like freedom from my relationship. I'm just saying like, you know, what KK said earlier, like that financial freedom, and freedom to be able to let's go for a walk, Zeus. Let's go do this. You know what I'm saying? Just different things. But she was saying that she said if you break up with me, I'm gonna be like Joe. And I said, Joe? What Joe? She said, Joe from you. I said, wow. She gonna
whole stalker out here. She gonna have a whole stalker.
No, for real, because I would help you stalk her. Like, you did what? Girl, let me call Sherry because I'm gonna send her your location.
You hear me? Because no.
I done already sent her the address, so she can pop up. She know where I'm at.
You sent me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did. Yes.
It's probably in one of those text messages.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah. Cut that out. Cut that out the file.
Right, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just now noticing this diffuser in the back is changing colors. That mug was purple at first, and I never paid attention.
I didn't even see it in the back. I only seen the plant. That's funny.
Yeah, I seen it when it first started, and it was purple. And then after a while, I was like, okay, wait a minute. That was not white. What happened to the color?
I got one last question for KK. This is an interview now at this point. But well, I say one last, but we keep going. Do you feel like your dreads are a part of your spiritual journey? Like, is that a journey within itself?
My dreams?
Your dreads.
My dreads? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me tell y'all. So when I first started my dreads, basically, I started my dreads at the beginning of the pandemic, right? Mm-hmm. And so I also ended up getting my braces same time. And I felt like probably the ugliest I ever felt in my entire life during that time. Mm. Like, I just did not feel like I was cute. And in my mind, I'd already said like, well, I'm about to go through this ugly stage. Like, it's not going to matter. I'm not going to talk to nobody, blah, blah, blah. But as the months progressed and my locks started changing and forming and locking, I started feeling way more beautiful than I ever felt in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I had finally got to a stage where they were starting to be a little bit longer. Then I changed the color of it, and I was like, oh, this is it. Like, you don't have to have, braids or weave or whatever down your back to feel beautiful. Like, you can really be in your natural state, and that's what it's all about for me. And so I absolutely love my locks. Like, I feel like I would never cut them off. Like, I want them to be so long. Like, I absolutely love it.
That's good. I'm glad that you said that, because I love natural hair. And this was like before. I know that it's always been frowned upon, like you got to straighten your hair, or growing up, like that was something that was done. But my mom, she really allowed me to wear my hair. Like, I didn't have to put no extensions in it. She didn't straighten it unless I asked her to. She would braid my hair. I would wear it in a ponytail, curly, whatever I wanted. But she really was the first woman to tell me that my hair was beautiful, that I could wear my hair, and have it all out in afro, and it still be fine and accepted to her. And that's all that mattered to me, because she showed me that my natural hair is beautiful, and that created that self-love within myself. And that's why, like, a lot of times I'll cut my hair. Y'all know I will cut it short in a minute, and I do not give a fuck. And it's not an ugly stage to me, because I love it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if it's long Corbin blue curls or whatever.
Yeah. That's how I was for a long time too. Like, I would just cut my hair or leave it, get it long, or cut it, and I was just always do this back and forth thing. But like, when I finally decided to lock my dreads up, that's when I really started to like dig deep within myself and kind of find my own natural beauty within myself. And I wouldn't take it back to change anything. Yeah. Like, I love every step of the way.
I feel like that's how I felt when I went natural in general, because I had completely fried it before I went natural. Like, I didn't do a big chop. I just stopped putting perms in it and just let it go. And that's how I felt. Like, I went through that ugly stage. And that's why I always say I'm not ready to lock yet, because I feel like my natural hair is definitely a part of my journey. And I like to do too much to it. Even though you can do a lot with locks, I just feel like in my journey now, I'm not ready for it, because they do hold energy, And so you being in this journey now and finding yourself and starting it once you got in this journey, it's different for you because you're maturing with them.
Yes.
And some people just get locks just to do it, and then they're like, oh, I gotta cut it because they hold energy, and it's just like, now you got to start over, you got to do something. And that's why I always say I want them so bad, but I know I'm not ready, and I don't want to have to go through that chop just because I went through something and now I have to get rid of that energy. So I'm glad she asked you that question, because that's exactly how I feel when everybody like, lock your hair. I'm not ready spiritually and mentally. I'm not ready.
I'm a big fan of natural anything, natural bodies. Hello. Natural hair, natural products, just in general. But I always tell Babe, like, she be like, ooh, I'm about to get this, and I don't down her even if she does. You know what I'm saying?
She like that's it.
That's the only thing for me. Like, this, no, real talk, the synthetic or real hair. Like, when she goes and gets it, like, that should be making me itch, dog. Like, I can't get jiggy with it. But that's the only thing I'll say. I still, you still look beautiful either way it goes. You know what I'm saying? But I do love, and I try to encourage the natural hair, because of the fact that, I don't know about anybody else, but when little girls are growing up, they're always told, like, your hair is nappy. That's, you don't have good hair, or, or even if it's the opposite, like, I was always told I had good hair, and it's just like, I don't even know what the fuck that means, but okay.
That's facts, because Uncle Richard make this joke all the time, and he'll say, you got bare hair like your mom. And my mom never told me, like, your natural hair is nappy. She never put that in my head, but she was constantly giving me perms and putting braids in my hair. And I can't even I remember going through the ponytail stage, but that was when I was with my grandma, she didn't put perms and stuff in my hair. My mom did. So even though I didn't verbally hear it, I physically felt that my natural hair wasn't good enough. And so I was constantly flattering it every day and frying and putting perms in my hair. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, so I agree with everything.
Yeah, I feel like as long as your hair is not fried and dyed and just brittle and just breaking off, you have good hair. But if it's like to the point where you definitely need to cut that shit, like that's not good hair. Like let that shit go. Yeah, you got split ends everywhere.
It's society telling you that you don't have good hair because the natural hair is not accepted.
Nini's over there fucking
dying. No, because some people, that's funny because I made a status the other day because I seen this guy, I don't remember where it was, but y'all, and I know you probably think I'm talking about him, but I'm not. This guy's dread started back here. I'm not even playing, like it was short here. And the dress started back here, and I was like, "Why are y'all still holding on to it?" And then, you know, Micah, his was dyed, and they just look crunchy and thin and brittle, like they just gonna break off. And I'm just like, you need to cut it. It's dead. It's not. I mean, like, locks are like already dead.
Lil Wayne, he's still.
He holding on to them antennas, boy. Like
he is.
Wayne can't let him go, boy.
Where was your antennas when he's
listen? Hey, he is loyal. He is loyal as hell.
Listen, he look
like
drugs. Like,
oh my god, no, but for real.
When it get to the back like that, that means it's traction alopecia. So they did too many like styles or like too many tight retwist or something,
or that's they playing with it all the time, and those be the ones
hands and fingers in it. That's why
that was why we cut Kai's the first time, because he literally had a bald spot in the middle. Like everybody was like, he did, and I'm like, I don't understand how y'all missed that.
Yeah, it was a whole afro.
It
was like dreads and then the afro
in the middle, and so
a little patch
for real.
You just gotta leave them alone. They're like a natural hairstyle. You're supposed to just like let it be.
Let it be.
Yep. That's girl. When I say I haven't not had a fucking retwist since October. Like,
they look good though to me.
They look really good. Like some people,
maybe because you can tell
they be having like 5 dreads in one.
Yeah,
those look really good. But you can also tell that she is nurturing them and making sure they're not dry and all this other stuff. Like, I mean, I kind of know that because I be watching her snaps and stuff, but you can just kind of tell that you actually take care of them.
That's why I asked if it's a part of that spiritual journey, or if it's a journey within its own.
I feel like at this point, like they're a part of me, you know, like.
Yeah, because I know like my hair is just a journey within itself, but I wouldn't necessarily say that is a part of my spiritual journey or my journey at all.
Wait to cut that shit.
Man, I couldn't wait to come out. And see, that's another thing. Like when it came to this year, y'all, I legit got to the point to where I was just like, I don't give a fuck, because for the longest I was like, well, such and such just want me to cut my hair, and they said I'm gonna look like a dyke or a boy or all that, you know what I'm saying? Like I just was so into my mental thoughts of like what everybody else thought, that I wasn't living in my own happiness. And so when I cut my hair, you couldn't tell me shit, boy. You still cut.
Yeah, you looked a lot happier when you cut it.
I was. I really truly was. You know, because it was something that I was trying to go for a while. And if I was to show like my photos of when I cut my hair, like you'd be like, okay, long curly, kind of long, it's getting shorter. Oh, this bitch didn't cut it all off. Like it was a progression. I was slowly getting to that point, you know. But I definitely, when it came to this year, I think it was right before my birthday, I was just like, hey, look, if I look like a boy, I look like a boy. You know, it's hair to grow back. Like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, if you don't want to talk to me no more, you know, I don't care. I'm about to cut my hair, period.
Yeah.
Like it took her a really long time, because honestly, I was really joking. I loved her hair. I
was joking?
Cut it, but I had told her, if you cut your hair, I'm leaving you. I just didn't want her to cut her hair. Her hair was just so pretty.
Nigga, hold up. You was joking this whole time. I could have been cut my hair.
Why would I tell you that? But I'm gonna be honest with you.
We
like,
about to end the podcast.
We
are the Sibs. No,
we not. No, we are. Now, but I ate my words. I did. I just, in general, it looks good on her. She just looks more comfortable. She looks more happy without the hair. And my mom was saying the same thing. So I feel like a lot of that came from just my comments.
No, it wasn't just you though. It wasn't just you. It was multiple people that was telling me not to. So that's why I was like, you know, I don't know, like maybe if it's multiple people, obviously it's not meant for me. You know, that's just kind of how I was thinking. But then eventually,
that was just us projecting on you.
Yeah.
And no, like for real, it really was, because I mean, in all honesty, it was your decision. But I'm actually glad that you did do it, because you do look a lot more comfortable without your hair.
Thank you. I feel more confident. I feel like also it's easier for me to manage, for one. That was my main thing. I always said I never liked doing my hair, you know, but I always kept it because I felt like shut up. I felt like, you know, that was for one, I always feel like there's a thing in society where like women have to have long, voluptuous hair or have to have hair in general.
Yes.
So that was one thing that kind of scared me about cutting my hair. I already am bisexual and I dress very masculine. So I'm always getting sir when I go out, even when I have long hair. And I'm like, bitch, you don't see these damn titties?
Right, sir, I am a ma'am.
That is one thing I hate with a passion, is like when they categorize her as, you know, I'm not gonna say those words, but I just like, this is a whole female. Like she's a woman. No, sir. Like I don't tolerate the disrespectful comments. And, you know, no, she's still a female just because she's comfortable in what she's wearing and being masculine. At the end of the day, she's still a female, and I don't do that.
Man, that should be. I'd be like, okay, well, you can't be mad because, you know, you dress a certain way. But now I'm like, fuck that. They'd be like, sir, and I'd be like, ma'am, and it'd be a whole nigga, and I'd be like, ma'am, and they'd be like, oh, my bad. Yeah. But see,
my pronouns are
right. Do I have to have a little sticker or something that says? And I feel like nowadays, you know, I don't tiptoe around it, but at the same time, I do understand where people come from when they say like, you have to be respectful of people's gender or what they identify as, because I experience it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody wants to be respected, even if you're not, you know, a part of any type of community. You still want to be respected in who you are. And so now I always, instead of saying like sir or ma'am, I just be like, you know, how's your day going? Like I leave the whole gender out of it. And I know I know it's hard, because growing up, I was always taught yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, you know what I'm saying? No, ma'am, and showing a sign of respect. And then I moved to Oklahoma, and the southern part kicked in where I'm like, honey, baby, sweetie, you know, all of those things. And so when it comes time to address someone, especially over the phone, if I don't know if you're a ma'am or a sir, I'm just like, hey, how's your day going? You know, what you guys got going on? You know, what do y'all have going on? Or, you know, I generalize it rather than being specific.
What would y'all say y'all's pronouns are?
Alien.
For real. Because I feel like a whole man on the inside, but I'm too feminine. For real, I'm too feminine to just be like, I don't know. That's one of the things I feel like
I mean, at the end of the day, I, like she said, like I do dress masculine, but I know I'm a woman, period. You know what I'm saying? And there are other people out there that are trans or whatever the case may be, but that's not me, baby. That's not me.
I want to be a man, but I don't want to be a man.
But I feel like we all have, everybody has masculine energy and everybody has feminine energy. Some people just work more in their masculine. Some people work more in their feminine. Sometimes there's balance.
It's a balance.
I feel like me, I can go either or. Like sometimes I feel super masculine and then the other times I'm like super feminine and dainty and, but it is something where you have to open up that dialogue. Like, hey, before we get started, like, what are your pronouns? Like, I just want to be respectful for you, especially in this day and age where it's just changed so much. Now for me, I'll take her, she, goddess, whatever.
All of the above.
All of the above. Yeah.
Brown skin, chocolate thing. No, I'm just
playing. So it's just...
But for real, queen, you can call me queen.
Yeah.
Queen or king, depending on how I'm feeling.
I'll also give you my Cash App name just in case.
Right. That's when the first one you can get.
Okay. Look, when you feeling a little lucky, you want to bless me.
Right.
No, but for real though.
No, I'm all woman. All jokes aside, definitely her, she, I won't take anything less.
Yeah.
Right. Facts. Well, it's been real. I'm about to end it here because, like she said, we can go on for hours
and hours. Hours.
But on the real note, though, like these is my ladies. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We just sit, we chill, we chat, we talk. We legit vibe and have a good time. And this is how it is when we in public with each other. Or in those intimate settings. I had sent KK a photo the other day of us when we had went to Blue Coast, and I was like, that shit was a lot of fun too.
Yes.
Us being able to just kick it in those moments and have those good times. But I'm sad that it gotta end.
Speaking of Blue Coast, listen, since we went to Blue Coast with you, I don't think we've never not ordered calamari.
Really?
We've tried it in other places and we were just like, oh no, this ain't it.
Yeah, calamari.
You definitely put us on to something for real.
Yes,
you're gonna have to show me the seafood places when I come down there too.
I'm still trying to figure out. Like, it's one around the corner from my apartment, but I haven't tried them yet. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have to see what they're talking about. But I really miss Blue Coast. Like, I don't even remember the last time I went to Blue Coast.
Dang, I'm gonna be sad if I can't find something similar to Blue Coast because that's my spot.
Yeah, I think the main things that I really crave from Oklahoma is probably Blue Coast, Coney Island, and there's this like Chinese egg roll kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Egg rolls. Listen,
that's her shit. That's
you about to make me do a look. You about to make me get like a little
look a little to go box.
You hear me?
Because
I gotta order.
Not everybody makes the egg rolls
every day.
Yeah, not everybody makes the egg rolls the same or Chinese food the same, but Egg Roll Kingdom literally has a special place in my heart.
Man, okay, but I gotta get some Egg Roll Kingdom. I don't like Coney Island. I'll just say that right now, but I'm gonna have to get some egg rolls and give me some Blue Coast before I leave.
Yeah,
that's funny. Uncle Richard said something about Coney Island because they don't have them in Tennessee either.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sad.
To be honest, their formula is changing though. I ain't even gonna lie, because those last ones that we had, that chili I don't know if it was the chili or the hot dog. I feel like it was the hot dog. I don't know.
My grandma kind of went off on them one time about their chili and they turned those up at her ever since. It's so funny.
Dang.
That's funny. No, for real, that chili just something ain't right.
Granny said this don't taste like it did in 1986.
It was like, yeah, it kind of just tastes like y'all just let it sit here for a while. And so ever since then, she go to one off Peoria.
They be like,
oh my God,
we got a fresh batch waiting for you.
For real.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our conversation today. We may have to just make it.
We got to do this more often.
Yes.
Listen, I was just about to say if y'all down, we might have to make it just a thing. This will be our off script, corner because we each like I said, BJ's doing his with him and his homeboys, and I think he's gonna change people out, but we can always add other people and it just be us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I really enjoyed us having our genuine talking conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, me too.
And just being real with each other, So I mean, you know, I hosted it this time. We can always come together and you know, somebody else can ask questions next time, or you know, we can all
just throw some. Yeah, that's kind of feel like that's what we did. Yeah.
So I mean, you know, if y'all want to do that,
it just feels like it wasn't a podcast.
Yeah. And if y'all want to keep it on the Sibs, up under the Sibs channel, or if y'all want to just branch out and we do our own thing, you let me know. But
I loved it. I absolutely loved the whole conversation. I love the vibes. I loved how we all just kind of bounced off each other. Yeah, I'm excited for us to do it again, to be honest. Like I was thinking like, it's about to end. Like
it's about to end.
I'm ready for the next episode. Like
I thought you were about to get off. Sir, just give me a minute.
Sounded like a black preacher on Sunday.
Right. I ain't gonna be before y'all too long.
Right.
I was later.
Right. Nah, but we definitely been sitting here talking for at least almost 3 hours now.
Yeah. It don't even feel like it.
It didn't. I didn't even realize it was already almost 6:30.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
so,
we definitely got to do this again. Even if we just don't make this a thing, we definitely got to do this again. But I'm down to come back as a guest again if you want.
Yes,
for sure.
Thank you for having us.
I was about to say, I'm so glad that y'all was my first guest. That really went smooth. Like it really didn't feel like a podcast. It just felt like sisters catching up. You know what I'm saying? Like us just having a conversation, shooting the shit. So I'm glad BJ brought up this opportunity or this, you know, side segment for Off Script. Thank you, Juice.
Thank you, BJ, for the idea, because it wasn't for you.
Yeah, that was a good one. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I really appreciate and I love my beautiful Black queens here for joining me today on the Sibs segment of Off Script. We got Chuckie's Gym, Kayla Ketchup. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in their socials so y'all can find them on YouTube, Snapchat, whatever it is that they have. But
TikTok, you gotta watch Kayla's TikTok.
Yeah,
because since you blew up, like I know you're Indian, but listen, I've been missing you on there because you don't pop on my For You page, but I understand why. But listen, it's just your whole glow up since you left. Like,
that's what I'm trying to watch her. Trying to inspire them.
Yes, follow me on TikTok at Kayla Ketchup. Pretty much, that's my name on all social media platforms. So.
Yep, and as y'all know, that's Chuckie's Gym over there. So it's been real. It's been trill. Y'all may see us again, but we about to get the fuck up out of here. Peace.
Bye,
guys. We are the Sibs, Duncan Bambi and Juice the Kid. Here to make you laugh and have a good time. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.